Patrick, don't drink that.
Hey, not much, Caleb. You there? Stan, check 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Oh, Cody, I'm sorry. Oh, water. Yeah.
Oh, we never know.
Yeah. Okay, that'll be just right. We'll just stay here. And whenever you're ready, whenever you play the opener. Okay.
You know Zach's coming up here?
I assume so.
If he doesn't, I guess I can move it. Keith. Keith, they want you on the field. Keith.
Turn the music down. They want. Well, welcome everybody to Miles Field here in St. Paul, Kansas. Dan Vitt alongside Mike McCracken, where tonight in this sectional game, St. Paul welcomes in Hanover from way up north, Mike, on a beautiful evening here at Miles Field in St. Paul in southeast Kansas.
Yeah, perfect night here. The breeze is really non-existent here. The flag hanging straight down the flagpole. Temperature about 45 degrees or so, just right for football, and I think it's going to be a great game. A rematch of the same sectional game last year where Hanover came to town and left here victorious. St. Paul looking for a little revenge this year to try to get past them. Hanover coming in as a 3-time repeat state champion, so they're going to have their hands full for sure. But if St. Paul plays like we've seen them play, Dan, I think it's going to be a good game tonight.
St. Paul traveled to Hanover last year on a cold, wintry day last year, as I won't forget it because I was froze to the bone by the time we got out of that place. It had snowed about 2 or 3 inches the day before. They had the field cleared pretty decent, but an icy condition and about 15 degrees. The wind was howling out of the north, and it was cold, and St. Paul pretty much got it handed to them from Hanover. Hanover did graduate a lot of seniors, although they have a program that is just rolling. They are the 3-time defending state champions, so they are battle-tested this year, and they're well coached and ready to play.
Yeah, they're well coached, ready to play, and like you said, you build a program like that where you're getting state championships, and you know that there's a lot of pride comes with that. St. Paul's had a taste of that. You know, historically, they've always been considered one of the top contenders in the state. That's why it's going to be such a good matchup tonight. Also, one of the similarities you'll see, you look across the field at the crowd, the Hanover fans really turned out here, about a 4-hour drive, a little over that, maybe up to Hanover, and they really had a good showing. Fans come down to watch. St. Paul, same as always has a good home crowd here, and tonight's no exception to that. So it ought to be a lot of fun. It'll put a lot more energy in the game, too, when you got the stands full and the fans are screaming. This is what fun high school football is all about.
Early kickoff tonight, 5 o'clock kickoff. That's why we are on the air with this pregame show. I want to thank all our sponsors, Farmers Bank. We really want to thank them for bringing you the live stream again. As Keisha rules every week, they make you pony up the buck. So if you want to live stream it, and Joe and Josh Smith is glad to do it for the Indians and everybody that can't make it. So hope you enjoy it on the live stream. We'll let Mike go over how you get hooked up to that live stream.
Yeah, if you want to watch us on the live stream, be the same audio you'll hear on the radio, but along with some video, you can tune it in by going to the KKO website. You find that at www.hot1055.net. That'll take you to the KKOI website. You scroll down a little bit on the web page, you'll see the St. Paul Indians banner. Click on that banner, take you right to the YouTube site where you'll see St. Paul versus Hanover with a little live square in the corner of the window there, and click on that. You should have live video of the game along with our audio, Dan.
And if you're wondering why it's a 5 o'clock kickoff, the traveling team has the choice of when they want to play that game since they travel, and Hanover making the long road trip as that St. Paul did last year. They chose this 5 o'clock kickoff, so it just gives you time to pick up a good old doubleheader in southeast Kansas if you want to watch the Indians here at 5 o'clock, hopefully come out victorious, and then you can travel up to Chanute to watch the Blue Comets. They play
at Paola tonight,
so it'd be a little bit longer road trip for you, but you can come out and enjoy a quick evening or an evening here at 5 o'clock kickoff. A little different, going to start in the daylight and play under the lights, Mike.
Yeah, it's going to be transition here, and right now, like I said, temperature's really nice. It'll be interesting to see if that changes once that sun gets down beyond the horizon. That's kind of the way it's been going. The sun gets down and cools right off, but by that time we'll be into the game, and I think everybody on the field especially be warmed up and ready to go.
In week 9, St. Paul come out victorious 64-0 over Hartford, and then last week they welcomed in Waverly to town. Waverly battle-tested themselves. Very scrappy team. St. Paul, quite honestly, not the best game of the year by them. They put the ball on the ground 4 times last year, although they battled through it and come out victorious 28-18, which was a good battle against a very good Waverly team.
Yeah, St. Paul played, fairly well. We've seen them play a little better the week before, but last week they were able to get by, come out of here with that victory. Like you mentioned, turnovers were an issue for St. Paul. We'll look for them to clean that up, but also some penalties. They had some problems with some penalties, and really not so much the penalties as far as how many there was. It's when they came. They were always at a key time. Some couple false start penalties. They had a delay game penalty that really cost them. So they'll need to really, be on their A game tonight, eliminate those mental mistakes.
Hanover comes in with some nice size, and they are battle-tested up north. They come in making their way with a Week 9 victory, 48-0 over Scandia Pike Valley. And then last week with a rematch with Frankfort where they outlasted Frankfort 36-32. You come out, Hanover comes out of that Twin Valley League up north with Axtell, Frankfort, and Hanover, all very good teams. They played each other into districts and then turned around and had to play Frankfort. Axtell sets still in the playoff picture. They are in the bracket right below, and tonight they will play center. So Axtell's 9-1, Hanover's 9-1. Frankfort ends up the season 8-2, and they all played each other. Some of them twice, but at least once this year.
Yeah, they've been fighting it out all year up north, and we've kept an eye on that because we knew hopefully we'd end up in a position where we were going to run into one of those teams after they got through wrestling around up there with each other, and that's another contrast where St. Paul really last week was only the second time this season they've actually played a complete game, so they've had a little bit different road. They come in here undefeated, Hanover with one loss, but that's, like you said, in that tough league with all that stiff competition, so we'll see how that impacts the game tonight as well.
Hanover's lone loss is to Axtell, 2-point loss at Hanover. The rare thing for Hanover was their loss. The even more rare is they lost at home against a very good Axtell team. First loss in I don't know how many years at home for Hanover. So you know what you're going to get when you come here. You got to play your A game, and we'll see what St. Paul, hopefully they can bring out their A game and see how that matches up against Hanover.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Hanover. You'll hear some familiar names. If you've followed St. Paul football the last few years, you're going to hear some names that you've heard before when they've played Hanover. There's quite a group of Junimans in Hanover area and Brunas, and you'll hear those names again tonight. They're led by quarterback Jacob Juniman, comes into tonight with 1,100 yards passing and 18 touchdowns in 10 games. So he's one of their star players. And you also keep an eye out of the backfield with Tegan Schwartz. He's got 765 yards on the ground rushing along with 15 touchdowns. So Hanover really capable of putting some points on the board. It'll be a good test for St. Paul's defense tonight.
I know Hanover graduated quite a few seniors last year, just one returning starter, but that starter is a good one. 6'4", 250-pound senior Jonah Weber. I remember him very well from last year. He's going to come off the line of scrimmage, he's going to play the line, D-line, and maybe a little bit of tight end. We'll see. They're doing a lot of passing out here in the pregame, so we'll see how the Indians can match up the secondary. The Indian secondary played well last week. Last couple weeks, quite a few pickoffs in the last 2 weeks. We'll see if they can still match up. 8-man football, you got to stop the run first and then the pass. But as we advance into the playoffs, just 8 teams left in the playoffs, and you're not going to have any buys anymore, Mike. They're all going to be very good teams.
Yeah, when you get to this point, obviously, with where we're at in the season, everybody's going to be good, and it's going to be survive and advance if you can make it that far. So Indians, they've got a lot of pride in these seniors, especially led by Adam Albertini. Worked hard all through high school, and this is the payoff now. And now's the time where they're going to get out there and really show what they can do.
We hope so. Tonight, they was frustrated last week with the performance they had after the ball game, and that's just as you get into the playoffs, that's the way it's going to be. There's going to be great teams and great games, and you're just going to have to battle your way through it. And the Indians did. We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout with the starting lineup. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
St. Paul, Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hat and direct your attention to our flag on the southwest corner of the football field for our national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. pleased to host our guests this evening, the Wildcats of Hanover High School.
Well, welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, Kansas on a beautiful evening for playoff football. Sectional finals here tonight between St. Paul comes in 10-0 on the night and Hanover at 9-1. We're getting ready to go over the coin, or have each captain's out for the coin toss. We'll see who's going to kick and receive here in just a moment to get this kicked off. St. Paul traveled up to Hanover last year and got beat 46-0 on a long road trip for the Indians up in a cold Hanover last year. This year, just the polar opposite, come south for the winter, like the Ducks, and it's really nice here in St. Paul, Kansas tonight.
Yeah, it's just a perfect night, and an obvious change from what you've seen last year, but that's kind of what they're used to up north. They get a lot of that colder weather, especially this time of year, so it's probably, I'm thinking if I'm on the Hanover side, I'm thinking this is really nice. It's like going on vacation, but hopefully Indians will change that to a bad mood, and by the end of the game, they'll come out here on top.
We'll see if Adam Albertini and Easton Dent can get things rolling for the Indians here tonight. Adam coming off of a great season again this year, following up that junior year. I know he wants to keep it rolling here in St. Paul at home. Now, St. Paul, lucky enough, this is their third home game in a row, starting with Week 9, Week 10, and today the East formula comes into play. That's how come Hanover comes to St. Paul. If St. Paul is able to advance, they will have to travel next week. There is no doubt about it. So hopefully the Indians are traveling next week. Down below us in the bracket, Center at 8-2 is playing Axtell at 9-1. So the foes, if the Indians are able to advance, don't get any easier from here on out, Mike.
No, it's not going to get any easier, and we talked about that. You mentioned Adam Albertini. He's led the team this season, rushing and passing, just kind of all-around special teams player, scoring every which way you can score on the field, even on defense. Easton Dent really has done a lot of work himself, putting the ball on the ground, carrying it as well. But last week had a little problem, and I think it's the first time I can recall Easton and Adam both had fumbles, were part of the turnover problem that St. Paul had last week, and I think both of them are well aware that they can do better than that, and I think we'll see that. I think knowing how those guys love the game and how they're smart and football intelligent, they know exactly what they did and what they need to do, and I look for them not to have that mistake again tonight.
St. Paul are going to have their hands full. There's no doubt about it. Hanover is on a roll, three-time defending state champions in 8-man football, and they got a program that's just rolling.
Yeah.
A great tradition up there at Hanover, not same as here at St. Paul, great condition. St. Paul with a big senior class here this year, so we'll see if these seniors can step up. They want to play well at home, and they're not happy about how they played last week, although they played a very good Waverly team. Their differences tonight between Hanover and St. Paul, Hanover probably more battle-tested with the great Twin Valley League that they play in up there. St. Paul, quite frankly, a little easier schedule this year, to say the least, and St. Paul, very few full games at all this year. Hanover has had plenty of them.
That's true, and last week was a good test, being able to play the full game, and that was one of the positives that was taken away. They seemed to weather that pretty well. You didn't really see anybody. I think the conditioning's not a problem. The cooler weather helps with that too, but I think conditioning-wise, you can count on the Indians to be in this all the way to the end and then not have to worry about going all four quarters being an issue conditioning-wise.
We are set to get underway. The Indians are going to kick off to Hanover Wildcats. Colin Juneman, number 21, 6'2", 175-pound junior, back deep for the Wildcats. He stands about his 1-yard line. See if Murillo can get the game started off with a touchback. It's a driving kick. It's going to be a short kick coming towards the sideline. Bounces about the 15-yard line. Juneman picks it up. Albertini down there close to him. He gets by him. Now Austin O'Hare tries to wrap him up. He's still running hard, and only one man to beat is Bradshaw, and Juneman is going to return this for a touchdown.
Not the way St. Paul wanted to start the game.
No flags on the play. Albertini had a stop, had a shot at him. Somehow Juneman tiptoed down the sideline, broke the tackle, and not good tackles by the Indians let Juneman score, and Hanover out to a great start. The Indians defense takes the field pending the extra point. Boy, it looked like Adam had a good shot at him here on the sideline. Austin O'Hara had him around the waist. He just ran right through that tackle. Chandler Bradshaw was the last guy that had a shot at him. Now number 1, Jacob Juneman is in the pistol. Set to his left is Swartz. Here comes the snap. Juneman's going to keep it off the left side, starts up the middle, and he's into the end zone. Extra point is good, and Hanover leads 8-0.
Indians dig themselves in a little bit here getting off the bat. Going to have to get things rolling. There's no time to be rusty now. You got to be out there on your A game from the start. So 8-point deficit, not at all out of control, but St. Paul definitely doesn't want to let them extend that lead. Now they're going to get the ball back. It's their turn, and we've seen Adam Albertini on special teams. He's quite capable, just like Juneman just did, of running it back. So hopefully he'll get a chance at that. If not, St. Paul offense is going to be up to them, put some points on the board and stick with this high-powered Hanover offense.
Murillo with a lot of touchbacks this year. That ball was high and off the side of his foot. Bounced about the 15-yard line. Had plenty of time to have coverage down there by the Indians. They were just unable to get Juneman to the ground, and he just stayed on his feet, went down that south sideline and got in for the touchdown. Then Jacob Juneman, the 6'3", 160-pound junior quarterback, ran the extra point in, and Hanover leads 8-0 on the opening kickoff.
Colin Juneman, 6'2", 175 pounds. He's a load when he gets ahead of Steamboat up too.
Now Emmett Juneman, 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, tees it up for the Wildcats. So Juneman all over the place. And here comes the kick. It's going to be a kick right down the middle. They're going to kick it to Albertini. He takes it about the 15. Starts off the right, now down the right sideline. He's going to have a nice return up to the 25. Knocked out of bounds there by number 7, Demler, 6', 160-pound sophomore. 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 23-yard line. Adam Albertini comes in from Coach Watrick with the play. Up over the football is Stone King. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his left is Easton Dent. Slot to the left is Chandler Bradshaw. Here comes the snap. Albertini's going to keep it off the left side. A lot of blue jerseys over there. He's going to wrap up Albertini. Nowhere to go. Short gain on the play. Less than a yard. Maybe a gain of about a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Going to be a battle up front. We'll watch that down in the trenches, that defensive line of Hanover trying to establish themselves. St. Paul on their own, their offensive line, something we haven't seen in a while. We're all over 200 pounds, so they got the beef up front. They're just going to have to take control.
St. Paul ran right at number 88, Jonah Weber, the 6'4", 250-pound senior. Albert now 2 receivers split wide to the right. Albertini in the pistol. Now Dent goes in motion from left to right. Albertini's going to keep it off the right side. Tries to get to the edge and ripped down by the back of the jersey by number 80, Tanner Link, 6'3", 175-pound senior. Close to a horse collar, but grabbed him by the back of the jersey. Another short gain by Albertini is going to bring up 3rd down and long. Ball now across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Albertini is trying to get around the corner there. Couldn't quite get there. He's caught from behind. Good pursuit by the defense.
3rd down and long. 3rd down. And call it 9 for the Indians. 10:28 left to go in the first. Hanover leads 8-0 over the Indians. Big 3rd down play. They don't want to give it right back to the Wildcats. 2 receivers wide to the left is Bradshaw and Smith. Easton Dent is set to the right of Albertini. Back to pass is Albertini. He's going to zip it. Nobody there. It was intended for Chandler Bradshaw, and nobody was home, not even close to an intended receiver, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 10 for the Indians. Not a good start for the Indians, special teams or offensively. Chandler Bradshaw back in punt formation. Back deep is Emmett Juneman, the 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. Low snap, pressure, he gets it off, and it's going to bounce about the 25 and goes on down to the 15-yard line. So good, ends up a good bounce for the Indians. It's going to be downed at the 15. It'll be 1st and 10 for Hanover from their own 15-yard line. Indians defense really needs to settle in here and try to get a stop. Set the defense for the Indians. Murillo starts at nose guard. Defensive end on the left side is Wilson Smith. Right defensive end is Gib Carter. Linebacker Easton Dent. Chandler Bradshaw and Hayden Smith cornerbacks, and another linebacker is Adam Albertini. Juneman in the pistol. Set to his left is Emmett Juneman. 2 receivers, 1 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Here comes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Juneman off the right side. A lot of running room, and tripped off by Albertini, but not until a 10-yard gain across the 25 up to the 26-yard line. It'll be a 10-yard gain on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 25-yard line.
Teagan Juniman that time. I think they're cousins, I believe, is what I was told before the game.
Up to the line of scrimmage comes Hanover. Split back formation. Now Juniman up under center. Here comes the snap. It's going to be a pass off the right side. Down the sidelines, got his man, number 21, and he's going to score a touchdown off the right side. Hanover looks like a machine early on here at St. Paul as that pass was complete to Colin Juniman, the 6'2", 275-pound senior. Nobody within 10 yards of him. Easton Dent was chasing him from behind, but it was down the sideline, a little play-action pass, and it works to perfection. 14-0, Hanover leads, 9:20 left to go here in the first period. Not the kind of start the Indians wanted here at Miles Field in St. Paul.
Definitely not.
Juniman in the pistol, set to his right, number 8, Tegan Swartz, a 5'10", 175-pound senior. One receiver wide to the right, one to the left. They're both Junimans. Here comes the pass. Looking to his left across the middle, has his man, the tight end, wide open. And the extra point is good as Hanover is rolling. They lead 16-0, 9:20 left to go here in the first period. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where Easton Dent with return, a short kick return. The ball ended up on the ground, but it was down by contact. Dent's going to return it up to the 32-yard line, so good field position for the Indians. Let's see if the Indians can get something going offensively, because they had nothing going offensively on the last drive. It was a 3-and-out, and they trail 16-0 early on here against Hanover. In the pistol is Albertini, set to his right, Easton Dent. Chandler Bradshaw slot to the right. Here comes the snap. It's going to be Albertini around the left side. He's got a little running room, skips one, now another, still running hard. They tried to strip it away from Albertini. No luck on that. 10-yard gain on the play. Give him a gain of 11 and a first down for the Indians into Hanover's territory, down to the 37-yard line.
That'll be good for St. Paul. First down.
Boy, they was really ripping at that football, Mike.
Yeah, you can tell that they work that, and that's what they do. They try to make sure and cause those turnovers, do everything they can, get the ball away.
Same set. Albertini in the pistol. Easton Dent set to his right. Slot to the right is Bradshaw. Option again. Easton Dent with some running room off the left side. Good, hard run by Easton Dent. And he's going to be right at the first down sticks. Whoa, now they spot it way back. The side judge on this side hadn't spotted right at the first down, but now they give him an 8-yard gain. And he's down across the 30 to the 29-yard line of Hanover. So better offense by the Indians here to start this second drive. Second down and 2 for the Indians. In the pistols, Albertini set to his left is Bradshaw, I believe. Yeah, Dent is slot to the right. Albertini's going to keep it off to the left side. Tries to get to the edge, has some room. Cuts back towards the center and down to the 15-yard line. Good, hard run by Adam Albertini. Good lead blocking by the Indians down to the 16-yard line. That spotted at the 15. First and 10 for the Indians from the Hanover 15-yard line.
Indians starting to get a little momentum here on offense. Need to keep that going now. Don't have a breakdown as they get down here in the red zone.
First and 10 from the Hanover 15 for the Indians. This could be up and down the field ball game, folks. I formation. Easton Dent at fullback. Chandler Bradshaw at tailback. Adam Albertini up under center. Here comes the snap. Option to the right. Dent's going to keep it right side. Lowers his shoulder across the 15, down to the 12. Still running hard, down close to the 10-yard line. Going to spot him at the 11. Gain of 4 on the play. Good hard run by Dent off a right guard. And it'll bring up second down and 6. Call it second and 5. Indians just keep rolling here and keep this momentum. Second down and 6 from just outside the 10-yard line of Hanover. Albertini back in the pistol. Dent set to his right. Chandler Bradshaw slot to the right. Good snap. Albertini's going to try the right side. Not much running room. Tripped up, but he dives forward down towards the 8-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and 2 for the Indians. 7:07 left to go here in the first period. Indians trail early on 16-0. Third and 3 for the Indians from the Hanover 12.5-yard line.
Big third down play.
7.5-yard line. Third down and a long 2, call it 3. In the pistols, Albertini set to his right is Dent. Going to run the option. Give it to Dent off the left side. Got a lot of running room. First down towards the goal line.
He's
touchdown.
In. Good run, Easton Dent.
Touchdown, Easton Dent. 7.5-yard touchdown plunge for Dent off a left guard. And St. Paul bites into that Hanover lead, 16-6. Albertini to the sideline. Indians offense, a nice drive there, kind of settled in. And see if they can get this extra point and cut this to a one-score ball game. Up to the line of scrimmage they come. 2 receivers wide to the right is Smith and Bradshaw, Chandler Bradshaw. In the pistols, Albertini set to his left is Easton Dent. Now motion by Dent from left to right. Back to pass. He's rolling to his right. Throws to Dent. Good. Now's the score, 16-8. Now the Indians get on the scoreboard. See if they can settle into defense here. With 6:39 left to go in the first period, Hanover 16, Indians 8. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout with St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where St. Paul trails 16-8 with 6:39 left to go in the first period. Hanover started like a house of fire and scored on the opening kickoff and then held the Indians 3 and out. And on just 2 plays on offense, they scored again, but the Indians with a nice drive there, Mike.
Yeah, it was a really nice drive and really good for the Indians offense to build some confidence, show they can move the ball against this Hanover defense.
Murillo's drive and kick going to be taken by Juniman at the 6. Starts off towards the right side. Albertini down there, misses him again. Juniman still running down the sidelines, and he's finally brought down, not until he crossed the 25 up to the 26-yard line. As that's twice Albertini's been down there and has missed tackles, but stays with it, and the Indians get him to the ground finally at the 27-yard line. First and 10 for Hanover from their own 27.
I'd like to see Albertini keep his feet a little bit when he makes that initial contact on those tackles. Once he's off his feet, he loses all his momentum and not able to get back in the fight there.
Juniman does a good job of keeping his legs driving.
Yeah.
He does not go down on first contact. It took several Indians to get him to the ground. Indians defense needs to settle in here, see if they can get a stop against this potent Hanover team. Jacob Juniman, 6'3", 160-pound junior in the pistol. Set to his right is Swartz. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking deep across the middle. Has a man. It's Juniman. And Hayden Smith beat on the play, and it's going to be a touchdown for Hanover.
Well, that's a quick strike there.
Colin Juniman on the reception, and Hanover doesn't waste any time on offense, going right back down against the Indians on a post pattern, and Juniman got behind Hayden Smith and was wide open. Juniman caught it in stride. A beautiful pass and catch from Juniman to Juniman.
53 yards that time on the pass play.
Now it's right back up to a 22-8 lead after the Indians had to battle so hard on offense to get a touchdown. Extra point pending I formation. Swartz at fullback, Juniman at tailback. One receiver wide to the right. Juniman up under center. He's going to pitch it out to Colin Juniman. cuts back towards the goal line, and he's in there for the extra point. 6:24 left to go here in the first period, 24-8. Hanover leads over the Indians of St. Paul. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. Now the Indians trail 24-8, just 150-yard. It only took Hanover's offense one play to score from Juniman to Juniman on a 53-yard touchdown pass. They just look like a machine on offense so far, Mike.
Yeah, grand total of 6 seconds on that offensive possession to put points on the board. So St. Paul going to have to come up with an answer on defense for sure.
Just one receiver split wide out right, run a little play action. It was a dart from Jacob Juniman to Colin Juniman. Adam Albertini stands back at his own 10. And it's a short kick, going to be taken by the up back. Ball's loose on the ground, kicked out of bounds. Luckily, it hit the back of the foot of Chandler Bradshaw as that was off of Landon Beechner's arms and went to the ground. And then Bradshaw, unknowingly, it went off the back of his foot and went out of bounds. It'll be St. Paul's football from their own 24-yard line. See where they spotted at here, 25-yard line. The opening kickoff looked like they was going to go ahead and kick it deep to Albertini, and they did, but since then it's been short kicks. I formation, Albertini up under center, Chandler Bradshaw fullback, Easton Dent at tailback, 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Hand off to Dent off the right side, drops his shoulder pad, nowhere to go, hit hard by number 25, Bonzer. And it's going to be a loss on the play, a loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11 for the Indians. Indians are going to have to answer here until they get settled in on defense and see if Hanover will cool off a little on offense. 2 receivers wide to the right for the Indians. Albertini in the pistol, set to his left is Easton Dent. Dent goes in motion from left to right. Albertini takes a snap, rolls to his right, throws it, has Bradshaw, but he overthrows him. Bradshaw was open by a step. And Albertini overthrows him on a quick play, and now it's already 3rd down and 11 for the Indians. So their 3rd offensive possession not get off to a good start here.
Kind of sputtering here on offense. They're going to have to get things back together, get them going.
A lot of size by Hanover across the board. There was pressure in there by number 80, Tanner Link, as he rolled to his right. He's made a couple nice plays at that defensive end position. Number 90 is their nose guard. He's a 6'4", 185-pound junior, so a lot of juniors on the field for Hanover. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Albertini in the pistol on a big 3rd down play. He rolls to his right, throws it back to Dent. Dent has a little bit of run room, has a man, gets chopped down after a 4-yard gain. Good pursuit by Bonzer, I believe. The 5'9", 140-pound junior. Ended up being a 4th down and 6 for the Indians. Ball spotted at their own 31-yard line.
I like the play call there. It's a well-designed play, good little screen pass to the outside. Set up nicely, but good coverage also by Hanover.
5:10 left to go in the first. Indians trail 24-8. Indians are going to call a timeout here. Coach Wuttrick calls a timeout with 5:03. With that timeout, we'll take a timeout. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Fourth down and 5 from their own 32, and the Indians are going to go for it. 2 receivers wide to the right.
Gutsy call here.
2 to the left. Albertini in the pistol all by himself. Now Dent goes in motion from left to right. Albertini's going to keep it. Trying to find some room. Has a first down. Down the sideline, knocked out of bounds after he crosses midfield. Good run by Albertini to get the first down for the Indians. Gutsy call by Coach Wadrick. And it's a first down by Adam Albertini down to the Hanover 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's you make a gutsy call like that on fourth down against a tough defense, and you just about bet they're going to give it to Adam Albertini and see what he can do, and he did what he's done all season, comes through in the clutch, so good run by Albertini.
Different look, Mike. They put Austin O'Hare in there, split him out wide with one of the receivers to the right, and there's no doubt he's in there to block, and did a nice job of it. First and 10 for the Indians. Ball spotted at the Hanover 35. Pistol formation. Albertini, he's going to try the left side. Now back up the middle. Cuts to the outside. He's got some running room. Down the sideline. One man to beat. Cuts back to center. Touchdown, Indians.
Just what I said.
Albertini answers. And cuts into that Hanover lead. Now it's 24-14. And Albertini scores off a nice run. Five-yard touchdown run by Adam Albertini as they split everybody and put motion to the right, and he went to the left. Started off the left side, cut in the middle of the field, put a couple moves on. Number 4 was the last man to beat Juniman. He got around him and got into the end zone. Extra point. Albertini now says something to Chase Bradshaw, left tight end.
Have to hurry up.
He's in the pistol. Dent set to his left. Low snap. He's going to roll out, pass it across the middle, knocked in the air, knocked down incomplete by Juniman. Colin Juniman, 6'2", 175-pound junior. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Joining us on the live stream, I bet you're glad you did. You're seeing a pretty good game here. A lot of high score and a lot of action, so glad you're with us and hope you're enjoying the video.
Mike, it's 24-14. Indians trail, and there's 4:48 left to go in the first period. It has been nothing but offense by each team. So far, the Hanover's the better team so far, but the Indians trying to hang right in there. They need to settle in on defense and try to get a stop against this Hanover. They have come out firing on all cylinders.
They sure have, and like you said, it's a track meet here early on, and the Indians' defense is going to have to do what they can, get that slowed down. Also, that extra point, hopefully that won't come back to bite them, but you're going to need to convert on those as well.
Juniman back deep, stands at his own 3-yard line. Murillo with the ball teed up. Drive and kick by Murillo, taken at the 5, up to the 10, 15. Juniman with some running room, and he's going to be tripped up by Dent that time at the 22-yard line. Better coverage by the Indians, but still a nice return by Juniman up to the 22. First and 10 for Hanover from their own 23-yard line. They spot him. Indians defense takes the field. Indians defense need to try to get a stop here. Hanover in the huddle. Now they break huddle. Juniman's going to come up under center. Swartz will be at fullback. Juniman at tailback. They wait the snap. Here comes the snap. He's going to roll back to pass. Got a man back behind everybody, wide open.
Nobody covered.
Number 80 and another touchdown pass off the play action to the left tight end as the Indians defense secondary just getting smoked so far in this first quarter, and another one-play touchdown by Hanover.
Be about a 56-yard one that time.
That time it was complete to number 80, Tanner Link, from the left tight end position off that play action as the Indians is up on the line of scrimmage, and they bit. And so far, the receivers has just got behind the secondary of the Indians by miles. And it's been good pass and catches from Juneman. He's right on target. Right back up to a 30-14 lead for Hanover. Pinning an extra point. Fullback dive off the right side. Swartz, and the extra point is no good, so the defense of the Indians finally get a stop. 30-14. Hanover leads with 4:32 left to go in the first period, folks. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. The scouting report that Hanover got must have been run some play action pass against the Indians, because it is working so far. Very few rushing yards, and they haven't needed it.
Indians struggled early on in the season, and their pass defense kind of got it working pretty well for them, and not so much tonight so far.
Albertini stands back at his own 10. Short kick taken by the upback Easton Dent at the 25. Starts off his left side. He's got a little running room. Puts your shoulder pad down. You know he's going to run hard, as he always does. And Dent up towards the 30-yard line, across the 30 to the 35. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 34-yard line. Ball spotted at the 34. 4:27 left to go here in the first period. Indians trail 30-14. Indians still in this game. They just need to settle in and try to get a defensive stop. See, right now they need an offensive score to try to keep up. Dent at fullback, Bradshaw at tailback, Adam Albertini up under center. Option to the left. Albertini's going to keep it himself, right back behind Dent. Follows him through the line of scrimmage. Short gain on the play as he's unable to pull that football out. It's going to be a gain of about 1 for Adam. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Ball spotted just short of the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 9 as Chandler Bradshaw comes from the sideline with the play from Coach Watrick. Hanover taking advantage of the beautiful weather here in St. Paul to unleash their passing attack. 2 receivers wide to the right. Albertini in the pistol. Dent goes in motion from left to right. Albertini's going to roll to his right, looking for somebody to throw to. Still looking, throws it late, and that is caught by Chase Bradshaw. And it's going to be short of the 1st down, but a nice gain on 2nd down on the pass. Good. Albertini rolled to his right, stayed with it. Bradshaw came back to the ball, corralled that low pass. It'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Indians. Ball across midfield, down to the Hanover 37-yard line. Good pass protection that time by the Indians.
Line of scrimmage. Job at the front, yeah.
3rd down and 1 for the Indians at the Hanover 37-yard line. NEI, Dent at fullback, Chandler Bradshaw at tailback. Albertini up under center. Off the left side, Albertini's going to keep it. It's got some running room. Got the 1st down. Cuts back to the center of the field. Drives hard across the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Giving him a 7-yard gain on the play. Good for an Indian 1st down. Down to the Hanover 28-yard line. Clock's running. 2:56 left to go in the first period. Indians trail 30-14. Hayden Smith comes from the sideline with the play from Coach Watrick. Murillo, Ethan Stoneking up to the line of scrimmage. Up under center is Albertini. Chandler Bradshaw fullback. Easton Dent at tailback. Here comes the snap. He rolls out to his right. Boy, a little holding on Bradshaw down there. Now Albertini throws it away as he's outside of the pocket. It's incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 28. Looked to be some contact on the defensive secondary by Hanover. No flags on the play. It's been a clean game so far. Not one penalty flag thrown yet so far here tonight. 2nd down and 10 for the Indians at the Hanover 28-yard line.
Albertini just waiting, trying to get someone to get open and bide himself some time. That's the advantage of his quickness. He gave himself some time by rolling to the right. He just couldn't get an open man.
Albertini in the pistol. 3 bunch receivers set, slot to the right. Albertini in the pistol all alone. Here comes the snap. He's going to run to the right. Link right out there on top of him. They got him by the back of the jersey, right up by the nape of the neck, but no horse collar call. And it's going to be a short gain of the play, gain of 1. Boy, he had that right hand right in the back of his neck, but he must have had hold of his jersey. Second down and 9 from the 28. Actually, really no gain on the play. It's going to be third down and 10, excuse me. O'Hara comes into the game for Wilson Smith. Albertini comes in from the sideline. Indians going to have to hustle up on a big third down and 10 at the Hanover 28-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Albertini in the pistol. Count is on. Now motion by Dent. Albertini, and it's going to be a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start against the Indians. That's going to back it up, make it third and 15 for the Indians. So first flag of the ball game has to be against the Indians. That backs them up 5. Back to the 33-yard line. Third and 15 from the Hanover 33. Boy, you wonder, Mike, these Axtell and Frankfurt games was like 36-32,
Yeah.
28-26. You wonder what kind of, is Hanover just that much on fire so far here tonight? Or Albertini back to pass, going to throw out to his left to Chase Bradshaw. He's going to be wrapped out. Now the ball comes loose, and it's going to be, they're going to let it go, and he's going to return it down to the 2-yard line as Albertini chases him down and knocks him out of bounds, as that was ripped out of Bradshaw's hands and returned down the opposite sideline, almost for a pick 6. So a turnover gives it right back to Hanover. First and goal from the Indian 2. Bradshaw had a 6-yard. Looked like he was going to be ripped down to the ground. Had a 6-yard gain on the play. And next thing you know, number 4 streaking down the sideline. That's Emmett Juniman.
Everybody on their team has been taught, and it's obvious, to strip the ball when you make contact, and that's what happened that time, is ripped it right out of Bradshaw's hands.
1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Juniman in the pistol. Set to his right is Swartz. 30-14, and Hanover looks to try to extend that lead. Juniman's going to run to the right side, cuts back to center, follows his blocks, get in the end zone. Touchdown at Hanover. Indians cannot stop Hanover, and they has no room to turn the football over, and they did just that, and it leads to a Hanover touchdown. It's 36-14, and we still have a minute left to go in the first period.
Which Juniman was that, Dan? I didn't catch it.
One of the 14 of them.
Let's pick one. How about that?
Jacob Juniman, number 1, the 6'3", 160-pound junior.
That's his first rush.
And extra point, good. Hit by number 21. Did he get in there? He did get in there. Colin Juniman runs into Hayden Smith and Easton Dent, and he makes his way into the end zone. Extra point is good. 38-14 is a Hanover lead. 1:02 left to go here in the first period. 38-14, 1:02 left to go in the first. Indians trail. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back here to Miles Field. Emmett Juniman with the ball teed up. He ripped that out of Bradshaw's hands, got down to the 2. That was almost off, should have been offsides on them. Easton Dent takes the short kick. He's going to be tripped up, but he gets a nice return up to the 34-yard line for the Indians. Indians trail 38-14, 59 seconds left to go here in the first period. See what St. Paul's offense can do here on this possession. First and 10 for the Indians from their own 32-yard line.
Well, it seems like we've been playing for at least a half, and it's still just the end of the first quarter.
Albertini in the pistol. Set to his right is Easton Dent. Here's the snap. Albertini's going to keep it off the right side. Link wraps him up, nowhere to go. They're unable to get a block on Link at that left defensive end. Albertini looked like he wanted to go up the middle, nowhere to run. He tries to get to the outside. Link wraps him up. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 as St. Paul's offense has kind of stalled the last couple possessions after a couple nice drives. Call it second down and 11. A loss of 1 on the play. See if the Indians get back to a little option play. Seemed to work pretty good for them. Slot to the right is Bradshaw. In the pistols, Albertini. Set to his left is Easton Dent. It is going to be the option. Gives it to Dent. Dent keeps it, runs forward, whipped to the ground. Hard, but he has a nice 6-yard gain on the play. It's going to bring up third down and 5 for the Indians. Ball still in their own territory at their own 38-yard line. They need to get across midfield to the Hanover 38 for a first down, and that's the end of the first period, folks. And the end of the first period score, Hanover 38, Indians 14. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back as we start the second quarter. A big third down and 4 for the Indians from their own 38-yard line. 38-14, the Indians trail after 1 quarter of play. Albertini in the pistol. Set to his right is Dent. Third and 4. Option to the right. Albertini's going to keep it off the left side. He's got a little running room. He's going to have first down. Still running hard. And he's finally bottled up, but not until he has a nice 7-yard gain and a first down for the Indians as he crosses midfield down to the Hanover 35-yard line.
Good run by Albertini, showing some strength there as he kept his legs moving, got a couple extra yards at the end of that run.
First and 10 for the Indians at the Hanover 35-yard line. Stone King up over the football. 2 receivers wide to the left, Chase Bradshaw and Chandler Bradshaw. In the pistols, Albertini. Set to his left is Easton Dent. Albertini waits the snap. He's going to run the option. Keeps it himself. Tries to break a couple tackles and nothing but blue and white jerseys there. No gain on the play as Albertini just lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10. Second down and 10, 11-16 left to go in the second period. 38-14, Hanover leads.
13 carries by Albertini, and we're just starting the second quarter, so he's been busy.
Slot receiver to the left is Bradshaw. In the pistols, Albertini. Set to his left is Easton Dent. Second down and call it 9 for the Indians in Hanover territory. Dent with a carry. He's got some running room off the right side. Juniman wraps him up, brings him down, but a nice 4-yard gain by Easton Dent. It's going to bring up a manageable third down and 4. Call it 5 for the Indians. Let's call it 4. Third down and 4. Ball down close to the 30-yard line, across the 30 down to the 29 of Hanover. Now they back up a little bit, call it third down and 5. 10:30 left to go until halftime. Hanover leads 38-14. I formation, Dent at fullback, Bradshaw at tailback, Albertini up under center. Third down and 5 for the Indians. Here comes the snap, option to left. Dent keeps it off the left side. He's going to have a positive yardage, bottled up. He's close to a first down. Looks like he's right at the first down sticks as they come in from the sideline. I believe he was a little bit short. It's going to bring up fourth down and short. Fourth and less than a yard for the Indians. 9:58 left to go before halftime. 38-14, Indians trail. Big 4th down and 1 for the Indians offense. See what Coach Watrick elects to do. Up to the line of scrimmage quickly. In the pistol is Albertini. Bunch
Sweep
set.
this way. Look for it.
Bunch set to the left. Albertini takes the ball off the left side. Tries to get to the corner and does. Down the sideline. Has a first down and more and pushed out of bounds by Hanover, but not until he's down to the Hanover 15-yard line. So on the 3rd and 1, the Indians get to the edge, and it's going to be first down and 10 for the Indians at the Hanover 15-yard line.
Yeah, not a lot of mystery in that. They load everybody up on the left side, and here we come with Albertini. If they can get it sealed off, let him get around the corner, it's usually pretty successful.
I formation, Dent at fullback, Chandler Bradshaw at tailback. Albertini under center, 1st and 10 for the Indians at the Hanover 15. Here comes the snap. Option to the right. Albertini's going to keep it. Pitches it late to Bradshaw. What a pitch. Down to the 5 and belted out of bounds. He's going to pick up 5 yards on the play. Boy, that was dangerous as Albertini was in the grasp and got it away late to Bradshaw, but it was right on target. Give him a gain of 7 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 3 as the ball close to the Hanover 5-yard line. Bradshaw splits wide to the right this time. Albertini up under center. Easton Dent at fullback. 2nd down and 3 at the Hanover 8-yard line, I believe. Albertini busted play. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down. He looked like he was running the option to the right and went to the left. He's going to have positive yards. Going to bring up 3rd down and 1, so good 2-yard gain by Albertini. Way to keep his feet. He was ripped down there by number 1, Jacob Juneman. 3rd down and 1. Ball at the 6-yard line of Hanover, I believe. Clear on the other end of the football field. Can't see the stripes at all. So another big 3rd down play for the Indians. Albertini in the pistol. 2 receivers wide to the rights, Bradshaw and Bradshaw. Easton Dent is set to the right of Albertini. Now Dent goes in motion from right to left. Albertini's going to keep it off the left side. He's got some pressure out there. Tries to get around. Does get around a couple towards the goal line.
Nice move.
Touchdown, Adam Albertini. Holy cow, there was 3 Hanover jerseys out there, but Albertini gets around that left side and into the end zone for the Indian touchdown.
That was a nice move right at the end by Albertini.
He put the juke mook
Yeah,
on
he did.
Emmett Juneman and got around, slipped on the inside of him right at the pylon and got into the end zone. So the Indians cut into this Hanover lead. Hanover's lead is 38-20. 8:04 left to go here in the second period, pending an extra point. Indians need to keep rolling on offense. In the pistols, Albertini. Set to his left is Dent. Slot to the left is Bradshaw. Here comes the snap. Going to hand it to Dent. Dent with some runner room, shoulder pad down himself and in the end zone for the extra point as Easton Dent drops his shoulder pad and runs right in that right side. 38-22, 16-point lead for Hanover. 8:04 left to go here in the second period. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You listen to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Offense is the name of the game here tonight. My poor old statistician's getting finger cramps over here.
I'm going to need more paper. Keep this up. It's going to take a while. You have to give me a longer break, too, do all the adding. It's going to take a while.
38-22. Indians trail by 16. 8:04 left to go in the second period. The Indians' defense has not shown up at all yet tonight, or either that or both offenses have had. I don't want to discredit the Indians' defense
because powerful offense.
I don't remember
the
ball hitting the turf
Wow.
once for Hanover yet on a pass play. So hopefully the Indians' defense can settle in here and make Hanover cause a turnover or something. A short kick taken by the up-back and a bullet, and Dent rips him to the ground. Boy, I don't know if that was a missed kick by Murillo or what, but number 7, Demler, took that luckily and caught it on the fly. That could have bounced right back to the Indians. I wish it would have, but it didn't.
Nice.
It's going to be great field position for Hanover as they have it first and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Indians go to a 4-down lineman set. A little different look here with Wilson Smith and Stone King both split in the center. I formation, one receiver out to the left. Swartz at fullback, Juniman at tailback. Here comes the snap. Boy, they pitch it to Juniman, and it's going to be hit out there by Albertini. No gain on the play. Good play by Adam Albertini, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Maybe a gain of a half a yard at their own 39-yard line. Albertini come jetting up there from that linebacker position. They're going to have to watch this play action because Indians has got burnt time after time. We're going to call it no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for Hanover from their own 39-yard line. Juniman to the left, Juniman to the right, and Juniman in the pistol. Set to his right is Swartz. He's back to pass. He's going to pump fake. He's got shovel pass, and it falls harmlessly to the ground. Incomplete. As boy, in there quick was Gib Carter on Juniman. He belted him. Tried to get away a little shovel pass. Good thing it wasn't complete because I think it might have worked for Hanover. Falls harmlessly to the ground. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Gib Carter come in there untouched and was on Juniman quick as he tried a little shovel pass. Did a little pump fake first. One receiver to the left, one to the right. That is Emmett Juniman to the left and Colin Juniman to the right. And Jacob Juniman is in the pistol. Set to his left is Swartz. Back to pass. He's under a little pressure. Now scrambling to his left. Now looks back, rifles down the middle, nobody home. And it falls incomplete. It's going to bring 4th down and 10. So the Indians defense stepping up a little bit, see what Hanover chooses to do on a 4th and 10 from their own 37.
Good stand there by the defense now. They get the ball
so far.
Back.
So far it's a good stand.
Play,
we'll see. Coach Watrick went for it on his end of the football field. Let's see what Hanover does. They're dropping Juniman back in punt formation. We'll see if they do go ahead and punt. Indians not putting anybody back deep. Now Albertini starts to back up. They need to contain here. Low snap. He gets it away. Juniman's punt's going to be a high one. Albertini's going to let it bounce. And it's going to roll down to the 10, 9, and go out of bounds about the 8-yard line. So good punt by Juniman, but a good win by the Indians defense, making Hanover punt. So see if the Indians offense can keep things going here with 6:59 left to go here in the first half with Hanover leading 38-22. A little better defensive stand by the Indians, Mike.
Yeah, they did a lot better that possession, and they need to continue that. That's the problem. They've been inconsistent, haven't been able to make a stand like that, but they got the ball back now. Now here's the key. Get the ball back, stop the offense of Hanover. Now the offense of St. Paul got to put some points on the board.
Take care of the football down here in your own end. 1st and 10 for the Indians. A little confusion by the Indians now. In the pistols, Albertini. 2 slot receivers now. Bradshaw goes in motion from right to left. Low snap. Albertini keeps it, tries to cut back to the center of the field, and he's going to no gain on the play. He's going to lose a yard on the play. That looked like a confusion by the Indians offense. He gets across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Just call it 2nd down and 10. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. 38-22. Indians need to get some first downs here. Get out of their own territory. Try to keep Hanover's offense off the field. Up to the line of scrimmage comes Stone King over the football. Albertini in the pistol. Set to his right is Easton Dent. Slot to the left is Bradshaw. Here comes the snap. It's a good snap. Going to run it to the right side. Albertini's going to keep it, and he's going to be ripped. No, he stays on his feet and gets across the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was going to be brought down at the 5, but good feet by Albertini. He stays on, gets positive yards, gains 5, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. Ball still going to be in deep in Indian territory, spotted at their own 12-yard line. Big 3rd down and 6 because you don't want to go 3 and out and just punt it right back to Hanover.
Sure, especially this deep.
See what Coach Watrick dials up on a big 3rd down and 6. Bradshaw and Bradshaw wide to the left. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his right is Easton Dent. Dent goes in motion from right to left. Back to pass as Albertini's under pressure. Now he's going to scramble towards the right. Throws it clear across the field to Dent. Dent, first down. Up to the 25-yard line. What a pass
that was awesome.
Albertini as he rolled to his right, threw it all the way back to the left to Dent. And he gains a first down for the Indians back across the 27-yard line. Net yards wasn't great, but it was a great play for the Indians. Get out of their own territory.
I don't think it was drawn up like that, but, boy, it was fun to watch, and it worked out really good for the Indians.
Albertini was under duress, rolling to his right, threw across his body all the way back to Dent to his left. I formation, Dent at fullback, Bradshaw at tailback. Albertini up under center. Here comes the snap. Dent off the left side, powering ahead for 2. It's going to be second down and 8 for the Indians. With good hard run by Easton Dent off the left-hand side of the line. 4:55 left to go in the first half. 38-22, Indians trail by 16. Hard fought yardage by Dent off the left side. Indians need to hustle up. Bradshaw comes in from the sideline with the play. Second down and 8 from their own 30-yard line. I formation again, this time Bradshaw at fullback, Dent at tailback. Count is on. And it's going to be Dent off the left side. Running room, close to a first down as he powers across the 35 up to the 37-yard line, right at the sticks. Now they back up, mark up a little bit. It looks like it's going to be third down and short, third down and a yard for the Indians. Third down and 1. Ball at the 36 for the Indians. 4:04 left to go in the first half. 38-22. Indians trail by 16. I formation. Dent at fullback. Bradshaw at tailback. Albertini up under center. Here comes the snap. Albertini's going to keep it. Boy, he's bottled up quick. Throws it to Bradshaw. He's going to be right at the first down stick. He had to pick that up off the turf.
Boy, that's dangerous.
That was
I don't know.
Really dangerous. I think he's still going to be a little bit short of the first down. We'll see. He's right at the sticks. And they are going to stop play for a measurement. Boy, Albertini was nearly in the grasp, and that ball just wormed across the turf. Now they're going to call it fourth and short. They're not even going to measure it. 3:22 left to go in the first half, 38-22. See if the Indians, what they do here on fourth down and a foot.
Well, a lot of things could have went wrong on that play. Albertini decided to go ahead and try the pitch on his way down. That was dangerous living right there.
Coach Wattrick's going to have to watch the back judge here to make sure the count's not on. Indians are going to go for it in their own territory. I formation, Albertini up under center. Chandler Bradshaw fullback, Dent at tailback. Hard snap.
They got him to
and
move.
Hanover jumps into the neutral zone, offsides. Hanover, first down for the Indians.
Credit the Indians' offensive line staying put. Good job.
Several Hanover Wildcats into the neutral zone, offsides on the fourth down and less than a yard. First and 10 for the Indians, now in Hanover territory. Boy, I'm going to give our Indian squad credit, Mike, for all the potent offense by Hanover. They are just hanging right in here. Let's keep it rolling. First and 10 for the Indians into Hanover territory at the Hanover 39. I formation for the Indians. Albertini under center, hands it to Dent. Dent trying to find some room off the left side. Stood up by several, slammed to the ground. He brought down by a big number 88, Jonah Weber, 6'4", 250 senior. He's one of the lone returning starters, believe it or not, for Hanover. They just reload. Second down and 9 for the Indians. Ball at the Hanover 37.5-yard line. Little over 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Indians trail 38-22. Two receivers wide to the right is Bradshaw and Bradshaw. Albertini in the pistol. Dent set to his left. Now Dent goes in motion from left to right. Albertini's going to run to the weak side, left side. Cuts back towards the center, leans forward across the 35, down to the 33-yard line. Going to bring up a big third down play as now there's a Wildcat hurt and on the ground. Now he's helped up. That is number 21, Colin Juneman, the 6'2", 175-pound junior. He's going to have to come off the field for a play. Looked like a left, maybe elbow or arm injury. Oh, flag on the play. I didn't even see the flag.
I didn't see the flag on the brown grass. Sorry, going to go against the Indians, though.
Was it a holding penalty? Apparently it was a holding. He's going back the Indians all the way up back to their 34-yard line. I apologize.
I missed it.
This dead Bermuda grass, it's almost impossible to see any flags. I see Austin O'Hara coming in the game. I think that means the Indians are going to try to spread out the Wildcats here. Hayden Smith comes back in the ball game. Murillo out. That's going to make it second down and 18 for the Indians. Two receivers to the right, two to the left. Albertini is the lone in the pistol. Now motion by Dent from left to right. It's a good snap. Albertini's going to run it to his right. Turns on the gas, tries to get to the corner. He's going to gain about 6 or 7 yards before he's run out of bounds right at midfield. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down and long for the Indians. With 1:30 left to go here in the first half, they trail 38-22.
It's the 11th play of this drive, Dan, so St. Paul doing a good job hanging on to the ball. They're just struggling a little bit as they're trying to get across midfield.
3rd down and call it 12. Ball spotted right at midfield. The Indians need to get down to the Hanover 28-yard line for a first down. That penalty was a killer against the Indians. See what they can do here on 3rd and long. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Albertini in the pistol by himself. Hand is up by the back judge. Now motion by Dent. Here comes the snap. It's a good snap. He's going to roll back to pass. Throws it deep across the middle. Has Chase Bradshaw right through his hands.
Had him.
And it's going to bring up 4th down and 12. It stops the clock with 1:25 left to go here in the first half. Indians trailing 38-22. And a big 4th down and 12. See what the Indians do here on the 4th and 12. That was right on target. Bradshaw had 2 steps on the defenders and went right through his arms and falls to the ground incomplete.
Timeout, I think.
Coach Wattrick going to call a timeout, so we'll take a short timeout, 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Well, everybody on the live stream, surely you punt.
Boy, I would think at this point in the game I would.
I don't know. We'll see. Coach Wattrick.
Stranger things have happened.
I trust him. I'm back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. 4th and 12 for the Indians coming up. Timeout taken by Coach Wattrick. 1:25 left to go in the first half. Indians trail 38-22. See what the Indians are elected to do here on the 4th down and 12 at midfield. Coach Wattrick, he is not short on guts. He has went for it in his own territory several times, but we'll see what the Indians do on the 4th and 12. It appears like they are going to go for it. 2 receivers wide to the right, 2 to the left. 4th down and 12. Albertini in the pistol. Dent goes in motion. Nope, now he stays. Now Albertini's going to keep it off the left side. He's got a lot of room to make up. Has a little running room. Down to the 28, and he's going to be short of the first down, I believe. Is he down to about the 29-yard line? We'll see where the spot is. Oh, they are. It is good for a first down. I'm sorry. I thought it was short.
But
Albertini, good gutsy call by Coach Watcher. He needed 12. He got 12 and a half.
Yeah.
Man, I apologize because I thought he was about a yard short, and he had just enough for a first down. 1-12. That's the way to keep it out of Wildcats' hands. Now get a score here. 1st and 10. Another gutsy call by Coach Wattrick on a 4th and 12 at midfield, and he gets 13. Indians now need to try to score here. 1st and 10. Pistol is Albertini. Set to his left is Easton Dent. Now motion from right to left, Chandler Bradshaw. Albertini back to pass. Throws it back to Chase Bradshaw, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Good pass and catch from Albertini to Bradshaw down to the Hanover 15-yard line. 44 seconds left to go in the first half. 38-22 is the Hanover lead.
Nice pass and catch that time by Bradshaw.
1st and 10 for the Indians off the pass and catch from Albertini to Bradshaw. Wilson Smith and Ivan Murillo come back into the ball game. O'Hara comes out. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his right is Easton Dent. 1st and 10 for the Indians at the Hanover 15. Here comes the snap. Option to the right. Albertini's going to keep it. Puts a couple jukes moves, about loses his feet. Now gets pushed out of bounds about the 14-yard line. Boy, he is quick, Mike, and he is running hard tonight, is Adam Albertini. It'll be 2nd down and 9 at the Hanover 14 with 39 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, he definitely quick and working hard. You know, the senior here, this is what it comes down to. When you're behind here at halftime, you start to see what's going on, and he often has taken the load on his shoulders, and he's doing the same thing tonight.
Second down and 9 for the Indians. Ball at the Hanover 14. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his right is Easton Dent. Bradshaw and Bradshaw wide to left. Now Chase Bradshaw comes in motion. Back to pass, looking to his left. Now across the middle. Rifles it. It falls incomplete. It was intended for Chandler Bradshaw. It'll bring up third down and 8 for the Indians at the Hanover 13.5-yard line. Clock stopped. 34 seconds left to go. Indians need to punch this in there, Mike.
Well, need some points here right before the half.
Indians with just one timeout left. They can still run it, but just one timeout left here in the first half with 34 seconds. They really need to convert on this third. They got 2 plays to try to get 8 yards, and they got 34 seconds to get to the end zone. I'm not sure they got to abandon the run. Let's see what they elect to do. 2 receivers wide to the left, Chandler and Chase Bradshaw. Easton Dent set to the right of Albertini's in the pistol. Now got 2 guys in motion, and it's going to be a flag as Bradshaw and Dent both goes in motion. And now timeout. No, it wasn't. It was not an illegal procedure. It's timeout St. Paul. So there's their last timeout with 34 seconds left to go here in the first half. Hanover leads 38-22. We're going to go ahead and stay here. Good football game, Mike.
Boy, it's a dandy, and like you said, there looked like maybe a flag, but I think maybe that's why Coach Wattrick did call the timeout. A little confusion as they started to run that play. But, yeah, this is a heck of a game, and just what we thought it would be. Everything it was advertised and built up to be. You got 2 really good offenses here just duking it out. I will say St. Paul, this last drive, is really just grinding themselves down the field. They started this drive with 6:59 to go on the clock, so almost 7-minute burn up here on the clock.
At their own 8-yard line.
Yeah, this is the 16th play of this drive for the Indians, so it's really, they've done a good job holding on to the ball for one thing, but getting those critical first downs when they needed to, and just really eating this clock up, giving themselves a chance to get down here and put it in before halftime.
I got a text, Mike, that said that Coach Wattrick needs to pull out the old Trickaroni play.
You know what? I was holding that back, but this would be a good time for it right before half. The old Trickaroni is usually a worker.
Third
I knew it'd come back and bite me, but that's all right.
Well, it's a good one. I like the Trickaroni. Third down and 8. I hope we can Trickaroni a victory out of this deal.
Let's get it.
Third down and 8 for the Indians. 2 receivers wide to the left, Chase and Chandler Bradshaw. In the pistols, Adam Albertini set to his left is Easton Dent. Now Chase Bradshaw goes in motion. Albertini's going to roll to his left. A lot of pressure, goes back to the right. And he's going to get down across the 10. It's going to bring up a big 4th down and 4 or 5. Clock stop with 29 seconds left to go in the first half. Third down and, is it third down or 4th down? No, 4th down and 4. That's what I thought. We need one of them 5-down plays.
Yeah.
It's 4th down and 4. A ball at the Hanover 9-yard line, clear on the other end of the football field. Bunch set to the left. Albertini in the pistol on the 4th down and 4. Here comes the snap. It's a good snap. Albertini's going to roll to his left. Looking. Still rolling, looking now. Lost it up. Bradshaw knocked out his hands. Where's the flag? It falls incomplete. Boy, there's a Hanover player over the top of his back, but it falls to the turf. It's incomplete, so the Indians are going to turn it over on downs. And Hanover's going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. 21 seconds left to go before halftime, 38-22. That would have been big for the Indians because they will get the football to start the second half here. So now the Indians got a hold for 21 seconds. Hanover has all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, the Indians really, really need to get some points that time, and just wasn't meant to be. Good try by Albertini. Kind of did the old Mahomes jump up in the air and toss that over the top of the defense, but Bradshaw wasn't able to haul it in.
He was under pressure, rolling to his left, bought himself some time, and it was off of Bradshaw's hands. Two receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Juniman in the pistol. Stands about his own 5-yard line. Indians need to get a little pressure on him. Wilson Smith back in the backfield. He's in chase. Juniman's just going to keep it, and he's going to be rode out of bounds at the 19-yard line by Easton Dent. Let's see where they spot it at, and I believe it's going to be it is going to be short of a first down. It'll be second down and short, as that was just a design run play. 17 seconds left. We know Juniman's got an arm like a cannon, so second down and 2. Clock stopped. 17 seconds left to go here in the first half. 38-22. Hanover up by 16. Albertini's about 20 yards behind everybody on defense, trying to play the safety valve.
They're playing center field.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Juniman's going to run it to the left this side. Student body to the left. The running room runs out of bounds again. 12 seconds left to go in the first half. It's going to be a first down for Hanover. Now the ball spotted at the 27-yard line. First and 10 for Hanover from their own 27-yard line. 12 seconds left to go in the first half. Hanover with all three of their timeouts, 38-22. Two receivers wide to the right, one to the left. Albertini stands back at his own 32-yard line. Now Coach Watrick waving Hayden Smith back. Rolling to his right is Juniman. He looks back to his left. He's going to rifle it deep, and there's going to be a flag on the play, but who's that's going to be? It should be on the offense, as number 4, Emmett Juniman tried to make himself some room, and then it allowed contact by Chandler Bradshaw. We'll see what the call is.
If Bradshaw was turned toward the ball, would be the only thing that you maybe could have seen.
Pass interference against the offense, and it was, because it was pretty obvious. He got the first push, and then Bradshaw got tripped up off the push. So it's going to be offensive pass interference. Good call by the back judge. Juniman rifled that football down the sideline. And it's going to be a 10-yard penalty, I believe, from the line of scrimmage. So that's going to back Hanover up. There's 4 seconds left to go here in the first half, 38-22. Hanover up by 16. That's going to back Hanover all the way back
to 15, wasn't it?
15-yard line.
I think it was a 15-yard penalty.
15-yard offensive pass interference penalty from the line of scrimmage. Boy, it spotted more than 15, though, it looks like. So 2nd and 25. Juniman up under center. Single back set is Swartz. They're just going to pitch it to Swartz off the left side, trying to find some room. Cuts back to the middle. Now back to the outside and going to be brought down. That's going to be halftime. Halftime score, Hanover Wildcats 38, St. Paul Indians 22. We got a battle here tonight at Miles Field in St. Paul. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. St. Paul trails 38-22 here at halftime. Have some work to do here in the second half, but they really, honestly, this game was rapidly getting out of hands, but the Indians have battled back and are within 16, which in an 11-man game that may seem like a lot, but in an 8-man game it's not very much, especially with two potent offenses like Hanover and St. Paul.
No, not the way that you saw that first quarter go, especially. You know, both teams really quite capable of putting points on the board and quite capable of doing it in a fast and proficient manner. Hanover scored on the second drive of the game, the second time they had the ball. Took them 6 seconds to put points on the board. St. Paul returning the favor, able to put points on the board themselves, but then they also showed a ball control type offense off the last drive and not able to get any points, which they really needed at the end of that last drive, but they burn off about a little over 7 minutes off the clock. So it's all about ball control and offense in this game. St. Paul's defense really struggled early on to slow down that high-powered offense of Hanover, but seemed in the second quarter to come around and really pick up their game. Made some good defensive stops. Didn't really get bit too bad by the penalty bug. No turnovers in the first half, so that's the good news for the Indians. But it's just a heck of a ball game, just like we knew it would be, Dan.
Great ball game. One turnover. Chase Bradshaw had it ripped out of his hands.
That's right. There was the one.
End up leading to a Hanover touchdown, which every turnover counts. The Indians are going to have to try to force a couple here in the second half. Indians will receive the opening kickoff of the second half, so they really need to put the drive together and close up this lead. The Indians held Hanover on their last possession, so that was a win for the Indians defense as they forced Hanover to punt. Indians took over at their own 8-yard line, as Mike said, drove it down the football field and stalled out at the Hanover 8-yard line on a 4th down and 5. A pass falls incomplete. We're going to have Mike go over stats when we come back from this next timeout. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout. You're with St. Paul football on Hot 105. Is that the name of the baby? Good. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. We're at halftime. Indians trail 38-22. Want to give a shout out to the newest Indian fan, Owen O'Brien. Latest and greatest. Welcome to the world, Owen. Hopefully the Indians can get you a victory. Latest addition to Jason and Carly O'Brien. Newest edition, I should say. And Jason runs the clock up here, Mike, so congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them, and excited to have new Indian in the tribe and look forward to seeing what happens with him in the future.
Mike, what do you got for the first half stats?
Yeah, looking at first half stats, Adam Albertini, big production from him in the first half on the part of the Indians. Adam carried the ball 23 times in the first half, so a lot of work getting out of Adam. 23 carries, 159 yards, so 159 yards, pretty good number for 2 quarters of football. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns, one of 35 yards and one of 6 yards. Threw the ball 10 times, only completed 4 of those, however. Struggled a little bit in the passing department, 4 out of 10 for 37 yards passing. Easton Dent, workhorse as usual for Easton. He just goes out there, blue-collar guy, get out there, grind it out, do what you can. He carried the ball 10 times for 44 yards. He had the 8-yard touchdown run. That was the 3rd score of the game for the Indians. He also caught the ball, 2 passes, 2 receptions for 18 yards. And then the Bradshaw boys, Chase and Chandler, each had a reception. Chase caught it once for 8 yards and Chandler once for 11 yards. Look down as the scoring went, though. Both teams, pretty evenly matched on the number of possessions. Hanover held the ball 6 times. St. Paul 5 possessions in the first half. Some of the key differences, though, was the early kickoff return to start the game, where Hanover, Bruno returned the opening kickoff 65 yards, put Hanover up early, got them out front with the lead, and they really didn't let off the gas very much. St. Paul defense struggled to contain them because St. Paul took the ball after 3 plays, went 3 and out, punted the ball back to Hanover, and they quickly turned around in about less than a minute on that drive with the Juneman to Juneman connection. Jacob Juneman to Colin Juneman for 55 yards, and a score brought Hanover out ahead of St. Paul by 16 points. Things looked to be slipping a little, but the very next possession, St. Paul drove the ball down the field and capped it off with the 8-yard Dent touchdown run, 16-8. Up to that point, everybody converting the extra points, which St. Paul struggled with a little bit earlier in the season, but not so far in the game as that. Hanover answered again with another long pass from Juneman to Juneman, this time 53 yards to score, brought the score 24-8. Extra point was good. St. Paul answered right back, so this is where the slugfest went on. St. Paul drove the ball down the field, and Adam Albertini with the nice 35-yard touchdown run where he had the nice cutback and juke move to get by the Hanover defense. However, St. Paul unable to convert the extra point on that drive, so 24-14 was your score. That's when Hanover took the ball and took a total of 6 seconds off the clock with another 53-yard pass, this time from Juneman, to Tanner Link, and a 53-yarder, so really putting up big numbers in the passing department. But Hanover missed their extra point and then St. Paul gave up the one turnover of the game on the interception or fumble. Actually was stripped out of the receiver's hands, turned the ball over, and Hanover able to capitalize, put more points on the board on a 5-yard run by Juneman. Brings us to our halftime score of 38-14. Actually, not the halftime score. It was right before the last drive by the Indians where they were able to score on the 6-yard run by Albertini. 38-22 is our halftime score. St. Paul had the long drive and gave up the ball on downs, and then Hanover finished out the first half. But back and forth offensive battle today is really what the name of the game is, with St. Paul's defense really coming around in the second quarter, tightening up some, but they've still got some work to do coming out in the second half, I think, Dan.
About 4:55 left to go before the second half kickoff, plus 3 minutes. 38-22, Hanover leads the Indians. Indians will receive the opening kick to start this second half. We're going to go ahead and take another break. We'll come back from that break. We'll take about the keys to second half and also give you a little cross-country news in the nation. 4:36 left to go in halftime. 38-22, Hanover leads. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. Halftime score 38-22. Hanover up by 16 in a battle here tonight, Mike. Want to give a big shout out to Jenny O'Brien, Mike, member of the Tulsa cross country women's team, where they placed second in the region and have won a berth to the national cross country meet, Mike.
Yeah, congratulations to Jenny, and she's really done well for herself, graduating out of St. Paul, and really had a big career here running cross country, both cross country and track, and then moving on up into the college ranks, and appears to be doing pretty well for herself in the college ranks too. That's a Division I regional, I believe, is what they were in, and so yeah, really proud of Jenny and all the hard work that she's put in, and it's really paying off. So congratulations on her accomplishments.
In that same regional meet, Mike, Carly Logue won that meet. So 20 miles apart, two good cross-country runners are going to go to the same national meet now. So excitement for them, and we're really proud of Jenny. We're really rooting for you from back here in Indian Country, Jenny. We hope you do well at nationals, and hope your team continues to do well. Tulsa has women's won their conference and then moved on to regionals. They were seeded 5th in that regional, and they come out 2nd. The top 2 get automatic bids to the nationals, so they automatically got a bid, and I know they are all kinds of excited about it, and they should be.
Should be. It's exciting times, too, for them.
Mike, what do you got for keys for the second half?
I think I mentioned some of them, but really, it comes down to ball control and maintaining possession of the ball, not giving it up. Hanover showed that they're not bashful about trying to strip the ball out, so it'll be up to the Indians to be aware of that, which I'm sure they are now if they weren't when they started, but be up to them to hang on to the ball. They've done a pretty good job of eliminating the mental mistakes that really plagued them last week. They had a couple of slip-ups there in the first half. Hopefully the second half they'll come out here not have any mental mistakes or turnovers, and then really I think the biggest key to the second half is going to be how well the defense can hold up against this Hanover offense, especially the passing game. I think the defensive backs are going to have their work cut out for them, because I look for Hanover to come out here and start stretching the field and really airing the ball out in the second half, trying to put this thing away and extend their lead. But it'll be up to St. Paul Indian defensive backs to step up and not let that happen. They did a better job closing out the second half. Had pretty good coverage, got the offensive pass interference, and Bradshaw had good coverage on that play, so hopefully they'll be able to continue that, because I think that's what we'll see Hanover here in the second half, throwing the ball.
Keys to my second half, Mike, is the Indians need to have a good third quarter, need to come out of this halftime and need to try to get down there and score and have a good third quarter to get this into the fourth quarter, where they either have the lead or at least within striking distance. They really need to come out firing on all cylinders here, offensively and defensively, to start this third quarter, and it's going to start with them possessing the ball to start this opening kickoff. We are about 2 minutes to kick off. We're going to take one more break. We're going to take one more 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back, everybody, to Miles Field. Emmett Juneman has the ball teed up to kick off to Adam Albertini. Stands back at his own 10-yard line. Easton Dent stands about his 23. The Indians will have possession to start this second half. I want to thank all our sponsors. Our title sponsor, Farmers Bank. It's going to be a short kick, going to bounce about the 25. Ball's loose on the ground, and finally the Indians dive on it at the 23-yard line. Dangerous as Peyton Norris finally dove on that football, and the Indians will have it first and 10 from their own 23-yard line. I want to thank all our sponsors, Mike. We have such a great support here in St. Paul for athletics and academics with all the sponsors here and all the businesses around St. Paul.
Yeah, we really appreciate their support, especially getting us this live stream in the playoffs. It's extra, and if you get a chance to thank Farmers Bank for that, we really appreciate them doing that.
High formation by the Indians. Dent at fullback, Bradshaw at tailback. Albertini up under center. Here's the snap. Going to run the option. Nobody home off the left side. Boy, Dent went wide, and Albertini just had a football hung out there, and it's a 2-yard loss for the Indians on first down. I don't know what happened there, but nobody was home. It's going to be a 1-yard loss. Second down 11. Not a good start for the Indians offense to start this second half.
No, busted play there. Somebody went the wrong direction, and Albertini didn't have time to try to do anything with it right behind the line of scrimmage.
I don't know if Dent went wide to the right for a reason. Now in the pistols, Albertini. Slot to the right is Bradshaw. Set to the right of Albertini is Easton Dent. Second down and 10. Dent's going to have it. Got some run room left side, right up the middle. Wrapped up, but not until after a great 14-yard gain. Nobody touches him off that left-hand side. First and 10 for the Indians up to their own 37-yard line. Just one man to beat the free safety, and he would have been off to the races, would have been Dent.
Yeah, quick hitter for Dent. You don't see him usually the power runner, but, boy, he hit that hole quick, and he was gone.
Right back up to the line of scrimmage. Bradshaw, fullback, Dent at tailback, Albertini up under center. First and 10 for the Indians at their own 37. Here's a snap. Hand off to Dent again. Left side, still running room, tripped up, but not until a 4 or 5 yard gain as he falls forward. A ball spotted across midfield at the Hanover 38. It'll be second down and 6. Call it second down and 5 for the Indians. All that's going to do, Mike, is open up more room for Adam Albertini if they can just keep slamming at the Dent right up the middle. Dent at fullback, Bradshaw at tailback, Albertini up under center. Second down and 5 for the Indians. Here comes the snap. Option to the right. Albertini's going to keep it. Squirts off the right side, close to a first down as he whipped ahead by number 8, Swartz, the running back, who also plays linebacker. First and 10 for the Indians. Ball down to the Hanover 32-yard line. I love that belly option out of that I formation. And as long as you're getting them positive yardage to the fullback or the tailback, just keep running it. First and 10 for the Indians down to the Hanover 32. The Indians hustle up to the line of scrimmage. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his right is Dent. In the slot to the right is Chandler Bradshaw. Here comes the snap. Going to hand up Dent off the left side. He stretches forward. Hang on to the football, Easton, and he does. Ends up on the ground. Arm tackle there by the defensive end. He's going to gain 4 on the play. Call it 5. Second down and 5. So good positive yardage out of that pistol option.
Yeah, they're really running the option well here. They need to continue it.
Second down and a long 5 for the Indians. Ball at the 27 of Hanover. Just underway here in the third period. Indians trail by 16, 38-22. Really need to have a good third quarter here. Albertini in the pistols. Dent is set to his right. Slot to the right is Bradshaw. Same play. Albertini's going to keep it. Tries the left side. Cuts back to the middle. He stood up there. Leans forward. Going to have positive yardage. A gain of 2 or 3 on the play. Give him a gain of 3. It's going to bring up third down and short. I'll call it third down and 3 for the Indians. Third down and 2 as the stick keeps moving forward. And the pistol is Albertini. Dent is set to his right. Chandler Bradshaw slot to the right. Third down and 2 at the Hanover 24-yard line. Option to the right. Albertini nowhere to go. Now tries to get around. Got him by the jersey. He's going to lose yardage on the play. Ripped down by the jersey that time by Juneman, I believe, as tried to run the option around. Link got him by the jersey. He's going to lose 2. It's going to be fourth down and 5 for the Indians. tried to run the option to the right. Albertini kept it. Nowhere to go out there.
Breakdown up
bring
front
a
on the
fourth
blocking.
down and a long 5. Call it 6. Big 4th down and 6. Indians was rolling off the feet of Dent, and now kind of got a big 4th down and 6 here. Bunch receivers set to the left. Albertini in the pistol. Student body to the left. Albertini's going to keep it. Nowhere to go. Now cuts back to the right. Reverses direction. He's going to have a first down and out of bounds across the 20. Nowhere to go to the left, so he reverses back to the right. First and 10 for the Indians and a gain of 8 on the play.
That's where that quickness paid off. He was able to reverse his field when he saw there was nothing there and just get outside of the defense, and he was smart enough to get out of bounds as soon as he got past that first down marker.
First and 10 for the Indians at the Hanover 17-yard line. The Indians had a good drive going at the end of the first half and stalled out deep in Hanover territory. First and 10 for the Indians at the Hanover 17. 7:46 left to go in the third. Now a little misalignment by the Indians, looking at the coach.
You have to hurry
Bunch
up.
set to the right. Count is on. Albertini's in the pistol. And now Coach Wattrick not a bit happy because has to burn a timeout early on in this third quarter. So with that timeout, we'll take a 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. First and 10 for the Indians at the Hanover 17-yard line. The Indians have to burn an early timeout here as they couldn't get lined up correctly. So see what the Indians dial up coming out of the timeout. Need to keep this drive rolling.
Indians need to have a little more discipline when they're getting those plays in, get up the line of scrimmage, get the play off. There's really no reason that you should have that delay.
First and 10 for the Indians, 17 now. They different formation, 2 receivers wide to the left. In the pistols, Albertini. Set to his right is Easton Dent. Dent in motion from right to left. Albertini's going to run it to the left side. He's got a lot of Wildcats right in his face. He's going to be ripped down for a big loss by Link. Link has made a lot of big plays for Hanover here tonight. And he's going to lose 4 or 5 as there's nowhere to go to the left side, and he reverses back to the right and lost 5 yards.
Yeah, tried to do the same thing, got away with last time, but this time Link stayed home and was right there to get him.
Second down and 15 for the Indians off the big loss. Now back at their own 22-yard line, or at the Hanover 22-yard line. Albertini in the pistol. Dent set to his left. 2 slot receivers to the left is Chase and Chandler Bradshaw. Here comes the snap. Going to run the option to the left. Give it to Dent. Dent's got a little running room up the middle. Driving forward. Now bunched up, pushed backwards. He's going to gain that 5 yards back. Indians going back to that bread and butter right up to get with Dent and having positive yardage. They're going to bring up a third down and 11 for the Indians. Hanover honoring that outside. They got to containing the outside, keep Albertini from the outside. That leaves a little room up the middle, and Dent's had some luck off a left and right guard. Third down and 11. Back down at the Hanover 18-yard line. Need to get this down to a 4th and manageable here. 1 receiver wide to left. Now Bradshaw goes in motion. Going to run the option left. Dent got a head of steam, leans forward. He's going to have positive yardage, but it's going to bring up a big 4th down and long for the Indians. Call it 4th down and 8 for the Indians. Ball across the 20 down towards, where is the ball at, Mike?
Looks like it's about the 16.
16-yard line, I believe. 4th down and 8. Indians need to get to about inside the 10 for a first down. Now, Adam Albertini telling Chandler Bradshaw, he splits out wide to the left. Hayden Smith is also out there.
Counts on.
Easton, Dent, and Here comes the snap. He gets it off in time. Back to pass. Throws it up to the corner, up for grabs, and it falls incomplete. He just chucked that to the corner for Chandler Bradshaw, and it falls incomplete, and Hanover's going to take over on downs.
Wasn't really a very good play. There's only had one receiver I could see that was out. Albertini not with much time either, just kind of lofted, like you said, over towards the corner with the hopes that Bradshaw taking advantage of his height, be able to go up and get it, but Hanover pretty tall themselves.
Problem is there was 2 6'3" Hanover kids there, just knocked that pass
Height's
down at the goal line.
Here.
So Indians defense going to have to stouten up. Good drive by the Indians, but it stalls out at the Hanover 17-yard line. Juneman wide to the left, Juneman wide to the right. Juneman in the pistol. Set to his left is Swartz. One receiver wide to the right, one to the left. Juneman's going to give it to Swartz, and he's ripped down by Wilson Smith on a big play by Wilson Smith. Swartz, no gain on the play, maybe a little loss on the play. We'll see. It's going to be second down and 10 for the Wildcats, back at their own 16-yard line. One receiver to the left, one to the right. Juneman in the pistol. Swartz set to his left. Here comes the snap. He's going to run it to the left. He's going to keep it. Has positive yardage. Across the line of scrimmage. He's going to gain 3 or 4 on the play. It's going to bring a big third down for Hanover. It's going to bring up third down and 6 for Hanover. Across the 15 up to about the 19-yard line. Big third down and 6 for the Indians defense here. 4:25 left to go in the third. Hanover up by 16, 38-22. A lot of time in the huddle by Hanover. They break huddle, come up to the line of scrimmage. You need to watch the tight ends releasing here. Watch number 80 Link out here from this right tight end position. Split back formation in the pistol is Juneman. Back to pass. He's going to pump fake. Now he looks deep, rolls to his left. Now he throws it across the middle, and it's going to be complete as he's still running hard as Link. And it's going to be a first down for Hanover.
Yeah, Link.
Holding against Hanover. Flag on the play. And I still don't see the flag. I just seen the umpire signaling the hold call. It'll be a spot foul.
Caught a break there.
I still don't. Oh, there's a flag way back at the. It is way back in the backfield, if that's where it's from. Let's see where they marked this off from. So first down negated as Juneman extended that play through back across the middle to Link. He had a first down on a broken tackle. But it's going to end up being a 3rd and 16 for the Wildcats back inside their own 10. Indians defense really needs to bow up here. 3:48 clock running. Juneman comes in from the sideline late with the play, hustling into the huddle with the play. 3rd down and 15. Hanover needs to get up to about the 25-yard line for a first down. Juneman to the right. In the pistol is Jacob Juneman. Set to his left or right is Swartz. He back to pass. Shovel pass in the middle. He's got some running room. It's Link. He's got a man out there. He's gonna have the first down on that shovel pass. They tried to run that earlier, and he's knocked out of bounds right at the first down sticks as cramp on the play as Adam Albertini's down on the turf. And it's going to be a first down for the Wildcats. They needed 15. They got 16, so a big play on the shovel pass off that left-hand side.
Where are they at out about the 35, aren't they? 36 or 26?
Albertini down on the opposite side trying to stretch out. You can see why he's cramping up with a lot of carries on the night. We're early on. 3:19 left to go here in the third. Hanover 38, Indians 22. Indians had Hanover back inside their own 10 on a big third down and long, but Hanover was successful on a shovel pass off that left side. Looked like Chase Bradshaw had a shot at him short of the first down marker, unable to get him down, and he ends up running for 17 yards for a first down. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back. 3:19 left to go in the third. 38-22. Hanover up by 16. Indians with an opportunity and just unable to keep Hanover from getting a first down. In his defense with an opportunity there. Still have them back in their own territory. 1st and 10 for Hanover.
You can see Albertini at halftime and down here getting his legs stretched out. You know, like you said, as many carries and much work as he did in the first half. That's going to be something to watch.
1st and 10 for Hanover. Ball spotted about the 28-yard line, their own 28. Landon Beechner in the game. Juniman in the pistol. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Juniman with shotgun snap's going to run the option to the right. Fakes it. Fakes Easton Dent out. Still has the football. Nobody even close to him. Touchdown, Hanover.
Well, he was never touched. They had a hole you could drive a truck through on that one.
Touchdown, Hanover. Hanover now extends their lead, 44-22, 3:03 left to go in the third. You knew the Indians needed to convert it late in that first half when they was driving, and then early on here in the third quarter on the opening drive to keep this game close, because you knew you wasn't going to hold back the offense of Hanover very long. And Juniman with the option to the right. Nobody touches him, and he scampers down the right sideline for a touchdown. I formation for the extra point. Juniman up under center. Here comes the snap. He's going to look for a pass off the left side, and the extra point is good. Wide open off that left side. Pass is complete to number 4. Emmett Juniman, a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. 3:03 left to go here in the third period. Hanover now leads 46-22. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where Hanover scores, and now they lead 46-22 over the Indians. 3:03 left to go here in the third period. Albertini back in the game. Emmett Juniman with the ball teed up at the 30-yard line.
St. Paul struggling against the big play.
Juniman, high kick, going to be taken by Easton Dent, the up back. Dent off the right side, nice return up across the 30 to the 32-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 32, and Adam Albertini fighting the cramp issue again, Mike. It's been a problem all year long for Adam. And when you get as many carries as Adam does and play both offense, defense, special teams, that's one of the drawbacks from not playing very many full games all year long, is just not having the conditioning. Well, I don't know that conditioning is a problem. It's just simply
strain on the muscles.
Simply a lot of carries and a lot of strain. Albertini in the pistol, set to his right is Dent. 2 receivers wide to the left. Now Bradshaw goes in motion. Albertini back to pass on the out. It's picked off. Colin Juniman's going to run this for a pick 6 as right in the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Hanover. So now the score is 52-22, and the Indians not keeping it close here in the third quarter like we hoped for off the pick 6. Bradshaw was running an out pattern, and Juniman just stepped right in front of it, and it went right to him. Easy pick 6 for Emmett Juniman.
He's got to keep their composure here. Let this one get out of hand.
Pinning the extra point here. Up to the line of scrimmage comes Hanover. Juniman in the pistol. Juniman split wide to the right and left. Swartz set to the left of Jacob Juniman. He's going to run to the left. Now he's just going to pull it down and run it. It's cut down short of the goal line. Oh, he's going to give it to him.
They got it reached across, I think, hit the pylon.
And the extra point is good. Boy, I thought he was a half a yard short. And they're going to give it to him on the stretch. need a replay. 54-22, 30-point lead, 32-point lead for Hanover with 2:50 left to go in the third. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where Hanover has extended their lead 54-22 over the Indians of St. Paul. Indians down 16 at halftime. Now in trouble here. Adam Albertini stands back at his own 7-yard line. Dent stands about the 25. High kick. Dent has to come forward, catches on a fly off the left side. Ball, and he's going to be chopped down at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Great field position for the Indians. Need to do a little ball control here. Try to get back in the end zone. Back-to-back touchdowns offensively and defensively by Hanover. And it's a 32-point lead. First and 10 for the Indians from their own 36. I formation. Bradshaw fullback. Dent at tailback. Adam Albertini up under center. You're going to hand it to Dent off the left side. Dent finding some running room. Good move up ahead for a good 9 or 10-yard gain. Let's see if they give him a first down, just short of a first down marker. And it's going to bring 2nd down and short into Hanover territory across the 35 down to the 34-yard line.
Good hard run there by Dent, getting 9 yards on that carry.
Stone King back up to the line of scrimmage over the football for the Indians. Gibb Carter right guard, Wilson Smith left guard. Ivan Murillo right tight end, Chase Bradshaw left tight end. I formation, Bradshaw fullback, Dent tailback. Dent off the right side this time, and he's going to have the first down. Now a flag comes in from the back judge. And Hanover trying to rip that ball away from Dent. No signal, I don't know what the flag. It came from the back judge. As Dent had enough for the first down.
Face mask against Hanover, I think.
Face mask against Hanover. Is it a 5 or a 15 from the spot? It's going to stay in the Indians' hands. And see what they mark off. It's going to be a first down for Indians. Deep into it's going to be a 15-yard face mask penalty against Hanover. And it's going to be all the way down to the Hanover 20-yard line. Inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Indians at the Wildcat. 19-yard line. I'll call it to 20. 2:03 left to go in the third. 54-22. Hanover with a 32-point lead. Albertini up under center. Dent at fullback. Chandler Bradshaw at tailback. Albertini gets it. Dent off. No, he's going to keep it off the left side. Pitches it to Chandler Bradshaw. Tries to get to the corner. And knocked out of bounds after good positive yardage. And you can tell the cramps are really bothering Adam as he's unable to get, as he made a good pitch out to Albertini. Out to Chandler Bradshaw for a good 6-yard gain. 2nd down, let's call it 5. 2nd down and 5. Ball down to the 15-yard line of Hanover. Boy, St. Paul's been here several times in the last 2 possessions, have been able to get it in. Let's see if they can this time. One receiver wide to the right. Dent is a single back set behind Albertini, who's up under center. Albertini's going to keep it. Tries to go up the middle. He's going to be bottled up and wrapped up, brought down. Very small gain on the play. A gain of 2 on the play. Gain of 3 on the play. 3rd down and short for the Indians. 2nd down and 1.5 yards. 3rd down and 2. The Indians need to get down to the Wildcat inside the 10 to the 9-yard line for a first down. Big 3rd down play coming up here for the Indians. Albertini comes up under center. I formation. Dent at fullback. Chandler Bradshaw at tailback. Here comes the snap. off the right side. Easton Dent right up the middle. He's going to have the first down. Drives across the 10. Down to about the 8-yard line. So it'll be first and goal for the Indian. Box only. They need to punch this in here. 1:02 left to go in the third. 54-22. Hanover leads by 32.
Indians got to get some points here.
Clock is rolling. 54-22. First and goal for the Indians. Ball inside the 10 down to the 8. Stone King up over the football. Albertini in the pistol. Set to his right is Easton Dent. Chandler Bradshaw slot to the right. Albertini gives it to Dent off the left side. A lot of pressure in the backfield, and he's wrestled down to the ground. Maybe a loss on the play. Now stopped by the Hanover defense. Going to be second down and goal for the Indians. No gain on the play from the 8-yard line. 17-16 seconds. See if the Indians elect just to go into the fourth quarter here, trailing by 32. Albertini comes into the huddle with the play. They break huddle. They're not going to have time to get this off, I don't believe. 3, 2, 1. And that's the end of the third quarter. End of the third quarter score, Hanover 54, St. Paul 22. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. 12 minutes left to go in this game. Indians got a lot of work to do. Let's see what they can get done here. They have a second and goal from the Hanover 11-yard line. They lost yardage on that last play. 12 minutes left to go in the game. Indians need to outscore Hanover 33-0 in this last quarter, Mike.
Yeah, they're really going to have to buckle down and get after it now. This game, clock control game that they've played has worked, decent for them by keeping the ball out of Hanover's hands, but when Hanover's had it, hadn't taken long to score, so the Indians going to have to really get after it here in the fourth quarter.
Albertini in the pistol, 3-bunch receiver to the right. Second and goal for the Indians from the 12. Albertini takes the snap. He's going to try the right side. A lot of jerseys out there, and he's just going to run out of bounds at the 11. Boy, that play was going nowhere. As Hanover has figured that set out for the Indians, it's going to be a loss on the play. I guess it is third down and goal from the 10. Sorry about that. I think it was spotted at the 8 before. Third and goal from the 10-yard line. 11:56 left to go in the game. Indians trail 54-22. Stone King up over the football. Hayden Smith, Chandler Bradshaw wide to the right. Albertini in the pistol. Set to his left is Easton Dent. Third down and goal. Now Dent goes in motion from left to right. Rolling out to his right's Albertini, looking to throw it. Throws it across. Bradshaw has it and then loses it.
And dropped it.
At the goal line, and it falls incomplete. And it'll bring up fourth down for the Indians. Fourth and goal from the 10 as Albertini was rolling to his right and Chase Bradshaw was coming from left to right across the field. Had it for a second about the 1-yard line, and it falls out of his hands, incomplete.
Bradshaw's credit, he had it in his hands, but he was on his way down to the ground, and it would have been a pretty good catch if he could have hung on to it. Just maybe a half a step in front of him.
Timeout, St. Paul. 11:51 left to go in the game. 54-22, Hanover leads. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. St. Paul with a big fourth down and goal from the Hanover 10-yard line early on in this fourth period. Let's see what Coach Wattrick dials up out of the timeout. St. Paul has been in Hanover's territory inside their 23 times starting at the end of the first half and unable to get it in on any possession. Let's see if they can change that here. I formation. Albertini up under center. Chandler Bradshaw at fullback. Easton Den at tailback. He's going to roll to his right, looking to pass, looking to the left. Going to throw it up for Chandler Bradshaw, knocked in the air, and it falls incomplete. Busted up by M. Juniman as Albertini threw clear across the field for Chandler Bradshaw, and St. Paul's going to turn it over on downs back to Hanover.
Yeah, Albertini threw it up there kind of like the last time, and just like you said, too many tall Wildcats out there along with Bradshaw, who's got some size and height himself, but good defense by Hanover on that pass.
First and 10 for Hanover from their own 10-yard line. 11:43 left to go in the game. Hanover leads by 32. Colin Juniman splits wide to the right. In the pistol is Jacob Juniman. Set to his right is Swartz. He waits the snap, stands at his own 5. It's a good snap. He's going to drop back to pass. Looking to the left, now the right. Throws across the middle, has Juniman, and he's going to catch it. Hazen Smith rolls him out of bounds, not until he's in St. Paul's territory down to the Indian 38-yard line. Same pattern he scored on earlier, that time better coverage by Smith. Juniman juggled it for a second and then reeled it in, and it's first and 10 as they're quickly out of their own territory. I tell you what, Jacob Juniman's been on target here tonight, Mike. I don't remember the ball hitting the turf yet.
Yeah, he's got 2 incompletions.
Except for a shovel pass.
Yeah.
First and 10 for Hanover at the Indians' 38.
I got for 208 yards passing, Dan.
And he has 1,100 on the season, so that's a pretty good game put together. Juniman hands it to Swartz off the right side. There's a hold by number 32, and they get it. The flag comes out at the 38-yard line, and that was a hold against Wilson Smith. Debley with the foul as he was trying to pin Smith in on the right side and had a hold of too much jersey. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty against Hanover. It's going to bring up first down and 20 for the Wildcats, now backed up at their own 32-yard line. 11:30 left to go in the game. 54-22, Indians trail. Really need to make something happen here. In the huddle is Hanover. Taking a long time in the huddle. Count should be on here. One receiver wide to left, one to the left, or right and left is Juniman. Up under center is Jacob Juniman. Single back set is Swartz. He's going to fake pass. Now he's going to throw it across the middle. Picked off by Albertini. Albertini puts a move on across midfield into Hanover territory. Running hard down the sideline and drug out of bounds at the 25. So Adam Albertini gives the Indians defense a spark. I could see that coming as Albertini jumped that pass route and picks it off and runs it down to the Hanover 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's what the Indians needed, something to get them back with the ball in their hands, and Albertini stepping up again with the big pickoff there, almost a pick six, but I think if he felt a little better, wasn't having problems with those cramps, you'd have seen a little bit different return, but good job on him just to get it back and get him in good field position.
Look good on that run. I formation, Albertini up under center, Bradshaw at fullback, Easton Dent at tailback. Here comes the snap. Hands it to Dent off the left side, looking for some running room. Running hard off that left side. Is going to have a couple-yard gain on the play. Easton Dent, just a workhorse. And it's going to bring up second down and 7 as the ball is now down to the 22-yard line of Hanover. Boy, the Indians have been in Hanover's territory. This is the fourth time here on the last 4 drives and unable to make anything happen. It would be a different ball game if the Indians could punch it in. Could have punched it in every time, but they need to punch this one in. Now Dent moves to fullback. Chandler Bradshaw at tailback. Adam Albertini up under center. Here comes the snap. Option to left. He's going to keep it. Pitches it late to Bradshaw and all kinds of people out there. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up third down and 8. Good coverage by the Hanover defense on that triple option. He was brought down by Bonser. Was Chandler Bradshaw.
Yeah. pretty tough to defend that, but Hanover's sure acting like they can do it, and not acting like it. They're showing they can do it. You know, that triple option, dangerous when you got Dent faking it up the middle. Albertini's still dangerous, able to cut it upfield, and then Bradshaw.
3rd down and 8 for the Indians offense, down to the Hanover 23-yard line. 9:44 left to go in the game, 54-22. 3 bunch receivers set to the right. Adam Albertini in the pistol. Count is on. Albertini takes the snap. He's going to run it off the left side, trying to find some running room. Cuts back to the center, and he's going to have a nice gain on the play, but he's going to be short of the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down and 3 for the Indians. Ball spotted at the Hanover 18-yard line. Well, now it's spotted at the 19-yard line. 4th down and 4 for the Indians at the Hanover 19. Another big 4th down play for the Indians offense. 9:08 left to go in the game, 54-22. Indians trail by 32. We really need to get something going quick here. Stone King up over the football. Same bunch set to the right. Adam Albertini is in the pistol as he awaits the snap. Albertini's going to roll to his right, under pressure, throws it. Dent, 1st down, across the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Good play, pass and catch from Albertini to Dent. Good for a St. Paul 1st down, 1st and 10 for the Indians. Down to the Hanover 13-yard line. Clock stopped. Now they're going to start it after they get the chain set. 1st and 10 for the Indians at the Hanover 13-yard line. 8:30 left to go in the game. 54-22. Indians trail. Albertini in the pistol. Set to his right is Easton Dent. Two receivers wide to the left is Chase and Chandler Bradshaw. Now Dent goes in motion from right to left. Albertini's going to keep it off the right side. Link out there on him and drags. Big loss. Now a flag comes in. I think that's going to be a hold against St. Paul. And no, personal foul. Horse collar against Hanover.
Well,
so there's a big play as they drug him down by the shoulder pad. That flag should be from the line of scrimmage. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down. It should be 1st and goal from the Hanover 8-yard line. Oh, no. Now they're going to leave the sticks where they're at. So it's going to be 1st and 5 from the 8-yard line for the Indians offense. In the pistol is Albertini. Set to his left is Easton Dent. Slot to the left is Chandler Bradshaw. Here comes the snap. Dent off the left side. He's got some running room, leaning towards the goal line.
Close.
And he's going to be down about the 2-yard line. It's going to be a first down for the Indians. So bring up 1st and goal for the Indians at the Hanover 2. 7:50 left to go in the game. 54-22 Indians trail.
20 carries on the night for Easton Dent, really picking up the load in the second half, trying to help Albertini out with those cramps.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Stone King comes up with the football. Gibb Carter, right guard. Wilson Smith, left guard. I formation. Dent at fullback. Bradshaw at tailback. Albertini's going to keep it off the right side, and he's going to be short of the goal line as he spin. Oh, he did spin into the end zone, but they're going to blow him dead. It's going to be 2nd goal from the 1. Well, that's twice, Mike, that Easton Dent has went wide to the right. Adams kind of held the ball out there like he's running the option to the right, only Dent goes wide to the right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a design play, but either way, he was wrapped up quickly. A short gain on the play, 2nd and goal from the Hanover 1-yard line. Let's see if they give it to the workhorse Dent. Hanover up on the line of scrimmage. Adam Albertini up under center. Gives it to Dent, left side, drops his shoulder pads in for the Indians. Touchdown. 6:38 left to go in the game. 54-28. Indians trail. Pending the extra point. Good drive off of the Adam Albertini interception. And the Indians get into the end zone here in the 4th quarter. 54-28 is the Hanover lead. Up to the line of scrimmage comes the Indians. In the pistols, Albertini. Slot to the right is Chandler Bradshaw. Easton Dent set to the right of Albertini. Here's the snap. Easton Dent's going to carry it off the left side, leaning for it, and he gets in there. Dent is just working hard, and the score is 54-30 with 6:38 left to go in the game. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout in the St. Paul football on Hot 105. (54-30), Indians trail by 24, Mike. They're going to have a big comeback here in the last 6:38 of the game. But, boy, they are working hard.
Well, they're working hard, and no one working harder than Easton Dent, especially on that drive. You hope it's not too little too late because the clock definitely working against them at this point, but they're not giving up, and give them a lot of credit for that.
See if they try an onside kick here, does the Indians, or what they elect to do here. Seniors fighting hard on this squad. You know, they don't want to go out and lose,
right.
But, boy, give them credit. They are giving everything they got. They are tired and beat up, and 6:38 left to go in the game. Morello tees the ball up for the Indians. 6 seniors on the squad for the Indians this year, so big graduating class. And Morello with it teed up. He's going to kick an onside kick. It's going to roll to the right. Boy, dangerous, but it's taken by number 2, Espinoza. And he recovers for Hanover into Indians territory at the Indians' 38-yard line. Not quite hard enough by Murillo. About 8 yards, and Espinoza jumps on it. 1st and 10 for Hanover in the Indians territory at their own 37-yard line.
We'll see what Hanover's going to do here. If they're going to keep their foot on the gas, keep throwing the ball, trying to score, if they're going to try and eat the clock up with 6.5 left.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the Indians 37, taking their time in huddle. 6:37 left to go in the game, 54-30. Indians trail by 24. Juneman in the pistol, set to his right is Swartz. Juneman to the right and left. Jacob Juneman waits the snap, takes it, hands it to Swartz off the left side. Now up the middle, tripped up by Chase Bradshaw. He's going to have a gain of 3 or 4 yards. Emmett Juneman and Colin Juneman has been splitting wide to left or right as they spread the Indians out. 2nd down and 6, down to the Indian 33-yard line. 33-yard line. Emmett and Colin Juneman wide to the right, wide to the left. Same set. Jacob Juneman in the pistol. And now everybody for Hanover takes off. And they was all blocking down to the right, folks, if that tells you anything. Or to their left, excuse me. So they was going to try to run the option to the right, I would assume. And it's 5-yard penalties. Backs them up 5 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. Actually, it's going to be 2nd down and 11. 5:58 left to go in the ball game. Indians trail by 24. Need to create a turnover. Juneman to the right, Juneman to the left, Juneman in the pistol. To the right is Swartz. Jacob Juneman waits the snap, takes the snap. It's going to keep it off the right side. Boy's got the Indians fooled. Cuts back to the center, stays inbounds. Now ridden. He stays inbounds across the 30, right at the 1st down stick. See if they give it to him. I think it's going to be 3rd down and short for the Wildcats, as that was a good option. They faked Swartz to the left. Juneman kept it to the right. Indians unable to contain, but they brought him down about a half-yard short of the 1st down. 3rd down and 1 at the Indians' 31. Same set. Emmett Juneman to the right. Emmett Juneman to the left. Colin Juneman to the right. Jacob Juneman in the pistol. Swartz set to his right. Wait to snap. He waits till the count runs. And it's going to be a handoff to Swartz. He's going to have the 1st down off the right side. Tegan Swartz, 5'10", 175-pound senior, one of the seniors on the squad. There's a lot of sophomores and juniors on this Hanover squad.
Yeah, they're not going away soon. They're loaded.
1st and 10 for Hanover. Down to the Indian 28-yard line. The Indians really need to rip that football away here quick and get the ball back. 1st and 10 for Hanover. 4:40 left to go in the game, 54-30.
They're down on 23.
1st and 10 for Hanover from the Indian 23. Motion from right to left. Juneman's going to keep it off the right side. And he turned around like he was going to pitch it. There was nobody there. I wished he would have pitched it.
He was kind of by himself, and I don't think he knew it.
And Chase Bradshaw hammers him to the ground as Juneman kind of turned around like he was looking for the option guy.
Yep.
And there was nobody there to option it to. And wisely, he just took it to the ground with Bradshaw wrapped on him. It's going to be a short gain of the place. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 for Hanover. Second down and 8 for Hanover. Ball outside the 20-yard line of the Indians. I don't even see the down marker over there anymore. Up under center is Juneman. Swartz off the right side. He leans forward, wrapped up and brought down. Wilson Smith in on that tackle. Good to see Wilson back out there going full speed. Going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Wildcats. 3rd down and 6.
Looks like they're right at the 20, I think, Dan.
Mike, a great season by the Indians here.
Oh, it has been.
Right at this point with 3:15 left to go in the game, trailing by 24. But they've had a great season with great senior leadership. I can't say enough about them seniors, how they take them underclassmen under their wings and work so hard with them and teach them the Indian way. Up under center is Juneman. Swartz at fullback. Off to the right side, gives it to Swartz. He leans forward. It's going to bring up 4th down and short for the Wildcats with under 3 minutes left to go in the ballgame. Indians trail by 24. 4th and less than a yard as the Indians still battling hard. As Hanover looks to advance to a possible rematch with Axtell. And that game will be, well, I guess it'll be at Axtell. I don't actually know. It will be the furthest west. It could possibly be at Hanover. Up under center is Juneman. Swartz is the fullback. 4th down and 1 for the Indians defense. And Juneman's going to keep it off the right side. Where's the hold that time? Wilson Smith looked like he was wrapped up. It's going to be a 1st down as he gets out of bounds. No flags on the play. So it's going to be a 1st down for the Wildcats, down to inside the Indians' 10. It'll be 1st and goal for the Wildcats. 2:09 left to go in the game, 54-30. Hanover up by 24.
Give Juneman a lot of credit, Dan. I mean, that's over 100 yards now rushing for him and over 200 yards passing in this game, so he's really put on a show. He's a good player.
1st and goal from the Indians' 8-yard line, I believe, maybe the 7. Up under center is Juneman. Swartz is the fullback. Going to pitch it to Swartz off the left side, angling, and he leans into the end zone. Touchdown Hanover. So Hanover didn't want to kneel on it, and they get into the end zone for a 60-30 lead over the Indians. 60-30, 30-point lead, 1:33 left to go in the game. Indians just with 1 timeout left in the game, 3 by Hanover, pending extra point. 60-30, 1:33 left to go in the game. 6 seniors on it. Want to give the shout out to the seniors here in a minute. They have battled hard all year long and battled hard here tonight. Up under center is Juneman. Swartz at fullback, Juneman at tailback. Here comes the snap. Juneman's going to roll out, and they're still going to try to. He rolls out to the left. He gets around Gib Carter and belted out of bounds, but not until he crosses the goal line. 62-30. 32-point lead for Hanover with 1:33 left to go in the game. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105.
scoreboard.
Well, welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where St. Paul trails again by 32 points here. They've battled hard here tonight, Mike, but going to come up a little bit short.
Yeah, I think they are, Dan, and, there's nothing to hang your head about. This is a really, really good Hanover team, just like we knew it would be, and give them credit. They haven't given up, and they've fought them pretty well. They've made some big plays and some good plays and really caused some headaches for Hanover. It just, didn't have enough to keep up with them because, like I say, Hanover obviously coming in here strong and the three-time state champion. So
short kick. Albertini's going to take it on the fly, about the 20. Starts out to the right, cuts back to the middle. Going to be drugged down and hit hard from the side by number 7. First and 10 for the Indians in their own territory. Ball's going to be spotted at the Indian 35-yard line, 34-yard line. Hayden Smith, Chandler Bradshaw, Adam Albertini, Easton Dent, Gib Carter, and Chase Bradshaw are the 6 seniors for the Indians, and they've been great leaders for Coach Watrick throughout the years. And I know their goals was set high this year, but back-to-back years playing Hanover, and Hanover just rolling up there. And we'll see if Hanover has a rematch against Axtell, which I'm sure they would like to avenge their only loss as Coach Watrick.
Yeah,
Hoodie's coming off on the side, seniors coming off, give them a good round as they've had a heck of a football season for those seniors. Disappointment in the eyes of the seniors, but not a disappointing season at all, boys. You fought hard. No reason to hang your head. Those seniors that look to go on in football, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a coach watching the live stream, you're a fool if you don't take a good hard look at it, whoever wants to play, because I guarantee you they'll work hard for you.
Boy, you betcha. That's one thing that they've done through their whole careers, and we've got the pleasure of getting to watch them do it, is, always out there giving 110% all the time, and it's really been, fun to watch and fun to be a part of that, and we're proud of them. Everybody, and I know the whole community is proud of these guys.
You better not look at the yardstick on height if you're looking at Adam Albertini, because you're going to look.
Right.
You're going to look right over the top of him, because I guarantee you, he will fit in someone's football program real well. Landon Beechner up under center. Vincent Smith at fullback. He's going to get to carry out the right side. Boy, Hanover not too much on pulling their starters out. I see Link still in there, as well as big number 90, who been in the game. The starter comes out. He was as Link and number 90 Heineck comes out, 6'4", 185. Beechner comes in from the sideline. 1:05 left to go in the game, 62-30. Indians trail. Vincent Smith at fullback. Kaiser Watrick at tailback. Landon Beechner up under center. Here comes the snap. Watrick off the left side. He's going to be chopped down. No gain. Well, short gain on the play. Gain of 1. It's going to bring 3rd down and 8 for the Indians. Now Hanover getting some subs in the game. Hanover's going to advance to the sub-state game against either Center and or Axtell next Friday night. Not sure where that game will be played. It should be the furthest west team. And I think Hanover is a little bit west of Axtell, if I remember right. So good luck to them as they have a good shot at advancing to their 4th state championship game. I formation, split back formation. Watrick chopped down, no gain on the play, maybe even a little loss on the play. And that's going to be the ball game. Final score, folks, Hanover 62, St. Paul 30. We'll be back with your final game stats after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Scoreboard. Thank everybody on the live stream. You get a chance to thank Farmers Bank. We appreciate them sponsoring it, bringing it to you, and hope everybody's enjoyed it all season, because I know we have. So appreciate everybody joining. We'll have you hang around here. We'll go through our post-game show, but thank you everybody for tuning in.
Had a good showing on the live stream tonight. Really enjoyed it. And tune back in next year and tune in for St. Paul Indian basketball. Getting ready to start here real quick now.
basketball, we want to say thanks and congratulations to the St. Paul Indians, your sub-state runner-up. We want to say congratulations to the Hanover Wildcats, the sub-state winner, sub-state champions. Excuse me, it's sectional.
Thanks, Zach. Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where the Indians of St. Paul fell short against the Hanover Wildcats 62-30 in a hard-fought ball game, Mike.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch, and unfortunately, you know, the Indians not able to come out of here with a win, but it was still fun to watch regardless. Watch two good football teams out here. Watch, you know, a lot of credit to Hanover because they obviously came in here probably favored to win this game, and they did not disappoint their fans or their, you know, the predictions. But a lot of credit to St. Paul because they hung in there. They got off early they were behind by 16 early in the game, but they didn't give up. They, you know, buckled down and made some adjustments and improvements, put some points on the board when they needed to, had some breaks, didn't quite go their way, and maybe if they had, you could have had a little bit closer score and even had a chance because you never know what happens when that momentum shifts. But regardless, no reason to hang their head of a great season, great career for the seniors, and also losing to a good football team like Hanover. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. The Indians just coming out a little bit short on it this time, but nothing to hang their head about. Proud to watch them, and I know Coach Watrick and Coach McCracken both proud of the boys, and we'll look forward to you know, seeing what they bring back next year and congratulating the seniors. And they got nothing to do now but celebrate you know, a good career, and hope they all enjoyed it as much as everyone enjoyed watching them.
Zoom back out here. Hanover advances to the sub-state round, the round of 4. Congratulations to them, as Mike said, very good football team, and we'll see how they do next week for possible rematch with Axtell up there. But the Indian season ends here tonight in the sectional round against Hanover. Mike, do you have final game stats?
Yeah, these are unofficial stats, but close as I usually get them. Anyway, Adam Albertini, big night for Adam, is finishing out his career here. You know, I don't have the total number of yards on the season, but it was a lot, and he's one of the top rushers in the state for sure. Tonight, though, Adam, 33 carries for 171 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 5 of 14 passing for 43 yards. He also had a big interception on defense against Hanover, trying to do everything he possibly could, get the Indians back in the game. Just couldn't quite get it done tonight. Easton Dent, big workhorse night for Easton, 21 carries on the night for him, 95 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 an 8-yarder, and then the 1-yard touchdown in the second half for the Indians. Others carrying the ball, Chase Bradshaw had 4 carries for 13 yards. Vincent Smith, 1 carry. It was a no gainer, so Vincent did get 1 carry. And Kaiser Watrick, 2 carries for 1 yard. In the receiving department, I mentioned Dent with 3 receptions, 24 yards. Chandler Bradshaw, 2 receptions for 19, and Chase Bradshaw with 1 reception for 8 yards. So good night overall by the Indians, just not quite enough to get it done. And again, everyone is proud of the boys, and we look forward to seeing what they're going to do moving forward, if any of them get to move on playing football. But now it's time to switch gears, and once they get out of here, they'll take a couple days off, get rested up, and before we know it, we'll be cheering them on the basketball court.
You bet. With a big graduating class, the underclassmen are going to have to step up and get in that weight room. St. Paul going to be young in that backfield next year. But I know Coach Watrick will get him in there and get him working hard, and a very proud season for him. And first-year coach Keith McCracken, just 1 loss on the year. Indians end their season at 10-1, and did not disappoint. It was a great season by the Indians. And just you get into the last 8 or the sectional and the sub-state, and you're going to run into competition. And it was just a good, hard-fought football game here tonight, Mike. It's fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. It was a good game, and that's, if nothing else, we got to see a good game. The Indians put up a fight and did their best, and that's really, at the end of the day, what matters. So a good job to everyone that played. Again,
thank our title sponsor, and I want to make sure we mention this is our KW Trucking postgame show, Mike. We want to thank all our sponsors. You've heard a lot of commercials by them this year, and they always do such a great job of supporting St. Paul Indians athletics and academics, and look for them to continue to do that as oh, golly, I don't even know when the first basketball game is, Mike. I haven't even looked that far ahead.
First or second week of December, I believe. First week, second week, somewhere in there.
But join us for football. I want to congratulate the seniors on the great season that they had this year, Mike.
Yep, enjoyed it, and it was fun calling with you, Dan, as it always is. And hopefully, we didn't mess it up too much. Had a lot of fun, though, and we'll look forward to seeing what happens for basketball.
I got to give a shout-out to our cameraman for our live stream. Zach Kirkpatrick did a great job this season all year long, showing up every ball game, road game, or at home. I want to thank him. I want to thank Cody back in the studio. I want to thank everybody for joining us on the live stream and on the radio. St. Paul falls short here to Hanover 62-30. We'll see you at basketball season. Everybody drive home safe. You've been listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Cody. Good job.
All right.